tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. 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 Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach, and the bench deep. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense hunkered down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do a little bit different around here.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The
Shut
tape.
up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up and grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Shut up and grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Thursday evening around here. You know what it is when it gets this time of the weekend. We got a saying around here, last show, best show. Thursday evenings, oftentimes our best show, and it is our most competitive show with regards to our listeners. I need you to fire off in that chat. I need you to hit that thumbs up button. I need you to actively engage with the stream tonight because we got a lot of competition. There's a lot of good college football going on. There's some NFL football going on. There's some other shows going on. I need you to be competitive with your engagement tonight in that chat. We got a great one for you and a loaded one for you in our last show of the week. It is Thursday, so we got Unless It Doesn't Happen. It is Thursday, so we've got final thoughts. It is Thursday, so we've got confidence meter.
What day is it?
It is Thursday,
Good.
Christian Kirby.
I was wondering.
Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Let's absolutely get to work. Let's start with the news, boys. I would say relatively groundbreaking news. So groundbreaking to me that we doubted it the whole entire time. This storyline, shout out to Yellowhammer News. Never thought I'd say that on this network. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Yellowhammer News. They had it first so early and so reported in such that, like, I think the whole industry, ourselves included, doubted this report. This came out yesterday afternoon, boys. Mm-hmm. That Ken Williamson, the head referee in the Auburn-Georgia matchup, was going to be suspended indefinitely. We doubted it. It was confirmed by ESPN just before the show.
Not just indefinitely, permanently.
Permanently.
That was the part that kind of
stern wording. Permanently.
Yeah, permanently is just like you banned him. So it was interesting. But no, ESPN did finally join in and kind of release their story, kind of confirming that it is true.
So, again, Ken Williamson, the referee, the head referee, the white hat, if you will, in the Auburn-Georgia football game, suspended permanently by the league with regards to SEC football games. I would imagine he refs some other stuff going on.
I believe he was the referee for the Oklahoma-Auburn game.
Okay. So, but I don't know if does he ref outside of SEC play is what I'm saying.
I'm not sure. I do know for a fact that he was the referee in the 2019 Ohio State-Clemson game, which, of course, there was that extremely controversial scoop and score that was taken off the board for Ohio State in a game they ultimately lost by 6 points. So he's got somewhat of a reputation, at least.
So I think most people will remember this game most controversially for the fumble call I do want to get out in front of that. Kirby's done some great research today. There was actually 11 submittals to the league office on this one football game. It does not state whether or not it was 5 from one side, 9 from one side, whatever it was. There was 11 submittals, 9 of which the league office today has agreed agreed in the reporting. It said were wrong calls, but it was not the fumble call. That's decided by the league office. We all know that. The review booth is up there in Birmingham, and they decide those plays. But you have some more thoughts and comments on the actual calls that might have gone wrong?
Yeah, and I felt like going back to the fumble call, because there is grounds for it, I felt like a touchdown should have been awarded to one of the two teams, which obviously did not take place. It was Georgia gets the ball at their own 3. Ball was called down. Very obvious that Kyron Jones was not down. Whether or not you want to argue that Jackson Arnold crossed the goal line or that so-and-so.
Two things, Kirby, and I talked about this on Sunday's show. One, inadvertent whistles were all over the place. Two, your head football coach at the University of Georgia grabbed Kyron in the middle of that play and moved him towards the end zone. It's a dead snap.
Yes.
Right, it's a dead snap. So I'm with you. The turnover, which way, touchdown or turnover for Georgia, a controversial up and down call. SEC League office decided it. Again, I don't want to get bogged down in that. I want to do more of what you did today, which is go through potentially 11 issues. Again, 9 of which the league office was like, you know what? You're right. They might have biffed this one.
So I was trying to rack my brain on this game, and I watched a good majority of the parts of it, trying to remember what were the weird calls, what were the weird moments in this game, and I've come up with about 6 or 7 of them that kind of have this idea as to, okay, this might have been some of the calls that were going and got complaints sent to them. Obviously, we all know that the fumble one was a big one. There was a pass interference called on running back Cass Jones. It was not a pass interference, excuse me. It was called a blindside block, where Cass Jones looks down the field, hits a linebacker that is coming up on Gunnar Stockton, who eventually throws the ball. We all felt like on Monday, like, why was that not called a pass interference?
Yeah, if anything, illegal touching. Yeah.
So I think that could be a complaint. The Kirby Smart timeout debacle is obviously one that's going to get thrown around, and for understandable reasons, a very, very unique situation. The block in the back that was called on the kicking team happened twice. There is no such thing as a block in the back on a kicking team. It would be the receiving team. That might be a grievance with it. There was an OPI that was missed on Elias Williams late in that second half.
On Auburn's sideline, you would imagine that was one of the ones that got submitted.
And then another one that I feel like is extremely controversial for me was it was the first drive of the third quarter for Georgia. It's second down or third down. Georgia thinks they have a free play because a defensive lineman has jumped forward to his line. Now, he did not cross the line of scrimmage. It's not an encroachment penalty. He was not across the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped. However, they changed the rules this year in the SEC that if anyone along the defensive line does anything to simulate the snap of a play, as long as it's a horizontal shift, you're fine. He shifted forward, which caused Drew Bobo to snap that.
This was I'm glad you brought this up to me, because for as long as I played center, and not to do that, I played the sport thing, but you're taught in this, hey, we got a free play situation. If he crosses into the neutral zone and you snap the ball while he's in the neutral zone, we now have a free play. And I thought, and I was telling you before the show, and I talked about it on Sunday, I felt as if the Auburn defender did not enter the quote-unquote neutral zone. He did not cross the line of scrimmage. And in fact, I thought he actually had time to get back out of it before Drew snapped the football. You're telling me they rewrote this rule this offseason that if you approach the line of scrimmage at all, it's grounds for a false start, basically, or an encroachment penalty, basically?
Yeah, they showed examples of this. This was actually done during SEC Media Days, where they showed examples of, okay, this is fine. Of course, it was Georgia, where they used to do that mass shift on the defensive line, shift horizontally really quickly. You can't flinch forward. You can't raise a hand up. You can't like you're going forward for they snap. That is not allowed anymore. That is disconcerting signals. That's what I feel like you could, if you're Georgia, you can complain and say, hey, this triggered a snap from our
I would
center.
also think another one of these submittals was Georgia actually complaining and showing evidence of them clapping. Hell, they sent it to media members such as myself, like by midnight of the Auburn game. So
yeah, and I mean, there was a handful of times where there were very late stoppages of the clock for reviews, like 15 to 20 seconds go by, you're about to run a play. The play is actually in progress, and then they whistle it dead. Stuff like that was very weird. So I think the idea that the Jackson Arnold fumble is the reason this guy got fired, and it's proof that this game was stolen from them, I don't think that holds up. I do think it holds up that this was one of the worst officiated college football games we had ever seen. And the punishment for this is ultimately costing this guy further officiating against any SEC matchup.
I would imagine for the first time as long as I've been doing this, we got a zebra taking some punishments for lack of, execution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he did not play well, and he's going to sit on the bench for an unknown amount of time. It's the first time I've ever imagined or seen it happen, apart from like Buddy might have been gambling type stuff, which, I would imagine there's going to be some victory laps taken on this one because, hey, we saved a whale, Jonathan. We didn't really save the whale. The whale's dead up on the beach 2 weeks ago, but we saved the whale.
Yeah, this is the equivalent, if you've ever seen Family Guy, of the video of Peter with the whale on the beach, and he's got the forklift, and instead of pushing the whale into the water, he's just stabbing the whale over and over with the prongs of the forklift.
So Auburn is the whale?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Auburn is the whale right here. They're just continually stabbed over and over
it's
again.
Like we're trying to save you, but really we're probably just inflicting more pain. But I mean, you can interpret it any way that you want. Auburn fans are going to interpret this as we were right. They were all against us. Georgia's going to interpret this as, well, actually, this is probably more so our doing. We felt like we got screwed on some calls. So I think you just split it right down the middle 50-50. My issue with this, though, is the fact that we elected to permanently suspend this guy. And now it's probably not just because of the Georgia-Auburn game. I'm sure there's been some other complaints for this referee. I would hope if we're permanently suspending a referee that there's been more than just one complaint. But now all we're going to see is anytime a ref crew botches a call, it's going to be suspend them indefinitely. Get these guys out of here. No,
we saved the whale. We saved the whale. The teachers got at least like a 5% pay raise, and we are one step closer to world peace. We actually are.
Yeah, again, I think that at the end of the day, judging by both fan bases' Twitters regarding this news, they both feel like they were the ones cheated out of it. Like you heard Georgia fans saying, yeah, that should have been a Kyron Jones touchdown. Yeah, this was a pass interference. Yeah, this was offsides. And, of course, Auburn fans are doing the same thing, saying, we beat Georgia. We got cheated out by the refs. So
victory laps will be taken. Speaking of victory laps, let's take one of our own. Christian, you told us about, 2 weeks ago when the NCAA randomly said, hey, players, you can bet on pro sports if you want. Go ahead. Totally legal. You made a statement basically like, whoa, we about to have some crazy stuff come down the pike with this gambling stuff in sports, and here we are today. We had some.
Yeah, now, luckily, for those of you who don't know, there was a massive federal bust in gambling inside the NBA.
The feds?
Yeah, this morning where
I'll be fresh as hell when the feds watch.
Heat guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups were both arrested in separate but connected gambling scandals. Terry Rozier was kind of accused of point shaving and doing unders and faking injuries so that his unders would hit. Meanwhile, Chauncey Billups was kind of, again, I don't even know. It's such a tangled web of, accusations for this. But
Jonathan Charlotte, that thing.
Okay, basically what has happened is there was fixed poker games happening with the Mafia that Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier were.
The Mafia's still around, holding it down.
Yeah, and apparently
shout out to the Mafia.
There's multiple criminal families involved in this, so they were involved with that. And then Brown,
maybe
who was a coach,
quarterback, wasn't full of shit.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't. Maybe there was some truth to that.
That Vandy quarterback was definitely full of shit.
There was another coach that got brought into this who was he apparently gave intel to people about if LeBron James was going to play in a couple of games, some injury updates on that so they could do that. Terry Rozier was accused of telling people that, hey, I'm only going to play for the first few minutes of this game, then go out with an ankle injury, take all my unders. Next thing you know, $200,000 is suddenly dumped on Terry Rozier's unders. So there's both point shaving in that regard, and then there's also, they were in a fixed poker game with the Mafia.
The Terry Rozier one got around to the betting sharps.
Yeah.
Like all the online, hey, this one's up on the up and up. Let's all go hammer this one. Bam, massive plays. But go ahead, Kirby. Sorry.
Now
that the groundwork is laid.
The reason that I'm pointing this out is because the NCAA just kind of set itself up to have multiple instances or the opportunity to do so. And again, I don't think any of us are saying betting should be illegal within the NCAA. Even if it was, we would know it still happened. But coming out and openly saying that, hey, yeah, these players can bet on games as long as they're not within their sport, you're just opening the door for more and more scandals to come. Because the reality of it is, Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier are both multi-million-dollar athletes that have been in this sport for a long time. You're telling me that an 18 to 20-year-old kid who, they're well off now, they get paid handsomely, the majority of them do, but they're still going to be very impressionable in this, and you get a couple of hands on them saying, hey, maybe you go down at this time, maybe you don't catch as many passes, maybe so-and-so you'll make a little extra money on the side, don't know. We've seen it happen in college athletics before. It happened in college basketball almost 20, 30 years ago, so I think that this is a major red flag for all sports because, especially the collegiate ones, where you have many more athletes to be accounted for, many more games that are taking place to where, who knows, this might already be happening.
You know what I thought was really, really funny about this story? I mean, first of all, point shaving and gambling, not funny. Altering, I shouldn't say that. Point shaving and altering the outcomes of sporting events, not funny, not good, not American, all right? So there's that out front and foremost. But I thought the most interesting, I should say, part of this story was the fact that the NBA investigated Terry Rozier this offseason and was like, nah, nothing going on there. And the FBI just arrested the man.
Yeah.
You know what this reminded me of? Not to point fingers at the NBA. We're a college football show. Not to say, ha, 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 look at the professional league getting caught up in some nasty stuff. You know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of all them years that the FBI and the feds had to run down college basketball for all their, payment under the table. Y'all remember this? We talked about this on this network several years ago about how there were several legendary football or basketball coaches that were caught on FBI wiretaps saying, no price too big. You just let me know. Insert handler A or insert shoe company B. And the only reason the feds were involved was because they were just trying to track the money. All this money was exchanging hands, and the feds, they want their piece. So that's why they were investigating the stuff. And now the feds are the ones who had to turn in the professional athlete. I'm telling you right now, the NCAA is probably looking the other way. It ain't going to be the four-letter agency that governs college football that gets these kids, or if it's happening, which I would imagine it's happening somewhere. Somebody's doing some stuff they're not supposed to in college football right now, I would imagine, with regards to this stuff. It's crazy to me that the feds had to come get them because you don't want to self-govern yourself no more on this stuff, I would imagine. Because, first of all, the NBA's in bed with them. But I would imagine we're a couple years from college football being in bed with them. You can't roll by a show without the graphics on it -4.5. You just can't. Yeah,
no, I think that, and look, I'm all for sports gambling. I think we all
are. We have to be.
Yeah,
you have to be.
It's a slippery slope that you're only making slicker by doing stuff like this. So it's something to pay attention to, and I don't want to take a victory lap on it just because this happened because it's not that it's something to be excited for me. But
I mean, you just got to go. I would imagine as a football coach or a coach in general, if you're a coach of any sports football or team in college sports right now, this needs to be first week on campus as soon as the kids get down, reiterated every 6 months. Like, we do not do this. This is not allowed here. Matter of fact, everybody pull out your phones right now. I got to go look for some apps. The only one you're allowed to have is Sleeper.
Yeah, there you go.
Honest to God. It's got to be like that.
Speaking of Sleeper, Sleeper Fantasy is a real money gaming app focused on bringing people together through sports. Just kidding, I'm not doing it now.
I mean, hell, son.
Poor timing.
You didn't dip the toe. You were shin deep in that.
Don't worry. Hey, the logo's in the right corner.
Hey, maybe circle back on that one in a couple
back
seconds.
To that one a few.
You know? That's what I love about this show. We will never, ever, ever be cookie cutter clean around here. I'm going to tell you that right now. It will never be super, super cookie cutter clean. Some pretty famous football coaches, fire football coaches, up for trying to get their name back into the mix here with regards to maybe some college jobs. 3 names, most in particular, no particular order, but we're about to put them in some orders. Edo, the Swamp Monster, go Tigers. He's back in the mix trying to get a job. Jimbo, and old John Gruden. So of those 3 football coaches, I think we should separate them into 2 different categories. Actual effectiveness, like this guy could come over, take over a program and do a good job, and then actual this is a real thing, this guy wants to coach again, or this might be a ploy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Willingness and effectiveness is what I'm separating these 2 categories in. Which one do you want to start with
Let's
first?
do willingness first.
The willingness to. I saw an interview the other day of the Swamp Monster Ed O saying, I'll be a defensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
If you're out here saying that, you just want to coach again. You're a lunatic. You can't stop scratching the itch. He gonna coach again.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody will hire this guy to be a defensive line coach. Are you kidding me? You'll go put that guy in living rooms again to be a position coach? He'll crush. So, yeah, that guy will get back into the sport at some point. Jimbo said he never got into this job for the money. It ain't even he's obviously a rich man. He wants to go back and coach. Now, really? For real? Because it ain't one of these big-time jobs. Sir, you might need to put your hat in that or name in that hat for that USF job when Alex Golish leaves. Are you that serious about coaching again? Because if you think this is, I can go get the Arkansas job, I don't believe that to be true. Do y'all? Do you think he could go get that Arkansas job? You kind of took a hesitation. I mean, in all reality, they're sitting there seriously thinking about old Bobby P backdooring his way into that job. So I guess I shouldn't downlook Jimbo.
My theory on it is this. He's been spending a lot of time in Tallahassee, in public lately, kind of moseying up to that fan base.
Yeah, but he works for the ACC network.
Yeah, but it's been very obvious that he's like, I'm getting emotional, man, talking about Florida. Like, very, very evidently so. Like, I love Florida State.
How many return stories we got in college football?
We've gotten a handful of them. I think
Name
Mac Brown's the most recent of it.
That's 90s to mid-aughts, mid-10s. That's 20-year gap right there. We're talking 10 years ago, he left you for a better girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He also left because there were some financial, discrepancies.
Apparently, is that Peasy's government name in there? I think I recognize the avatar. He says FSU would take Jimbo back. Check their message boards. I don't read message boards like everybody else. I probably should. There's probably some good dirt there.
So we've discovered that
it's good temperature gauging for fan bases, at least.
We've discovered the amount of time it takes for a fan base to heal from your head
It's
coach
12 years?
who brought a national title to you up and leave you for more money.
12 years in absolute just catastrophic losses. Get your ass beat by Stanford?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm like, if Jimbo Fisher comes back, it's kind of painting that he wants that Florida State job. And the Florida State fans, if it gets bad enough under Mike Norvell, they'll go, wait, we can leave this guy for the one who won us national titles?
That's why you made the money comment. Y'all are about to eat $65 million in a buyout. Don't worry about paying me a lot of money. I'm not in it for money. I'm in it for coaching. I'm in it for the kids. The kids.
Scott Frost is another one of these examples.
We love the kids. Yeah, a return to UCF pretty quickly, too.
Yeah.
And a left you for a prettier job kind of situation. That's the comp. I don't know if those fans want to hear that, but that's the comp. Right
I mean, that is. I think Bill Snyder did it, too.
Is John Gruden serious about this?
I think John Gruden is serious about the idea of returning to coaching football. I don't
leverage
think
Portnoy. Portnoy's every time he gets leveraged, he's like, "Okay, go walk." That guy never gets leveraged for more money.
Yeah.
I also don't think
ESPN does every time though.
Yeah, I also don't think John Gruden wants to coach in college football. I don't think John Gruden wants to deal with recruiting, dealing with having to deal with the NIL era, having to do everything you deal with in college football right now. When's the last time he's been around a college program?
I'm going to swerve on this, and we're going to transition immediately into efficiency, like the actual efficacy. Is that the word? Whether or not they will be effective. I put Gruden at number one for this reason, and there is some. I talked to Malachi Starks after he left Gruden's camp down there, and that dude said that guy is like, because Malachi went multiple times. Malachi went down there like 7 days in a row. Or like two different trips, 4 days, then 3 days. Like flew back down there to go hang out with Gruden. And I'm like, what's up with that? It was the first thing I said with Malachi. I was like, what's up with that? And he's like, I can't really explain it other than that guy loves ball. And I just couldn't get enough of it. I just couldn't get enough of it. And I think that would be contagious. That would work. And you're talking about recruiting nowadays. You don't have to. These guys aren't on the trail anymore, dude. Kirby's dropped the copter once this season.
Mm-hmm.
So for 7 months of the season, you're grinding with your team. And then 5 months of the year, you're worried about contracts. What's that sound like?
I mean, that
sounds like pro ball.
It's NFL adjacent.
What I was about to say is, too, like if Gruden were to land a head coaching job somewhere and one of his first demands is, I want a CEO that manages all the contracts and NIL stuff, all that, they'd be like, okay, that's fine. Just let me focus on coaching football. Be like, okay.
But it's also meeting with boosters and doing radio hits and all.
I mean,
like,
you don't think Gruden would eat that stuff? Come
he
on,
would.
man.
I don't know, I'm just hesitant to think that Gruden would actually enjoy the grind. That
Knock on wood if you're with me, boosters. Knock on wood if you're with me.
again, it's one of these things.
Nightmares, Kirby.
We've reiterated on this show multiple times that when you are a head coach of a college football team, you're more of the CEO of that team.
That's fair.
You're not coaching football. John Gruden wants to coach football. That's what gets him excited. Talking X's and O's with quarterbacks and being a guy around the guys like Malachi Starks, that's what gets John Gruden excited. I don't think being a CEO of a college football team is what John Gruden wants to do.
Not to make a joke about it, but maybe all that extra stuff to do keep him off the email chains.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
I mean,
Any
they
other
are.
thoughts on the coaching thing?
I mean, of those names, honestly, I think that
I put Jimbo and then Edo 2 and 3.
Who do you think
I think that
Edo's the juice guy.
I think the more dire one is the one who would get hired first. I think Edo would be the first one to get hired. Like,
Yeah.
you don't care where you're placed. You just want to come
I'm
back.
talking about his effectiveness, though,
Oh, okay.
of the 3.
Oh, effectiveness?
Like,
Okay.
I think Edo would be a great defensive line coach. I'm not about to hand you my program.
Oh,
though.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Not right now.
But then, like, there's a smaller school that would do it. This guy assembled.
Ooh. Summerall leaves Tulane.
That's an opportunity.
Edo takes over down there in the swamp.
That could. I mean,
Go
it could
Waves.
be.
I mean, that's even closer. That is New Orleans.
Go Wave. I like it.
Go Waves.
Go Wave.
But like, this guy assembled
I mean-
arguably the best roster in college football.
It was
Did
kind of
he?
like
Did he?
it
do
was kind
that?
of like
He's the
here you
face.
go.
He's
Wasn't
the,
it kind of? Was it like half turnover from old Grass Eaters roster?
kind of.
No,
yeah.
he was there for 3 years.
So he recruited Justin Jefferson.
I know for a fact he recruited Joe.
Did he recruit Jamar Chase?
I'm pretty sure because
Okay.
Jamar
Jamar
Chase.
Chase was an undergrad too.
Jamar Chase was an undergrad.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Edo
I don't
took-
mean to slouch on it. It was a hell of a run, and then the wheels fell off.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean,
very quickly.
I mean, it's very obvious that was a guy that thought that he had peaked and reached the platinum. Was like, I'm going to coach from here, and can't do that in the SEC.
I don't know if Oklahoma State would be the right kind of job for the swamp monster.
Yeah,
No.
probably.
I think we circled it. I think Tulane might need to hire that guy,
Keep an eye on it.
or if Summerall leaves, Buster should take that job. That's my take.
Not a bad take at all.
That's my take. I think it would be such a defensive guy to an offensive young football coach. It would be a great transition there. We good on that?
Yeah.
Confidence meter, boys. We made some predictions this week. Y'all ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the first one. Alabama headed to Columbia, South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks. I predicted it 38-10, and I'm going to be honest, I feel great about it. I do. I think the real question is, when do we realize, or at what point will the dam break where this is Kalen DeBoer, Alabama football, and the ups and downs were more due to Jalen Milroe and the quarterback and offensive style that they had to play with? That's what I'm leaning more towards. The further and further we get away from the Milroe era and further into this is what DeBoer and now Ryan Grubb look like together. I talked about it all offseason. This is a 4,000-yard throwing machine. This is what this football organization and staff do when they travel together and when they are together and when they have a quarterback that can actually play their system. Ty's playing it arguably as good, if not better, than anybody that's been in it. Him and Penix are right there staring each other in the face with regards to effectiveness in this offense. I feel 9 out of 7 confidence that Alabama wins this football game and heavily. The only question going into it is like, the up and down play from the offense, not even up, the just down play from offense from South Carolina, and can Dylan Stewart super freak this one?
Yeah. I mean, I think I had this one at 38-10. I put it up
That's
there.
what I did.
Like 40 or like a 4.7 out of 5.
Yeah.
Like I'm very confident that Alabama's going to win this game. It's just a matter of, one, how ugly could it get, and like how much of a fight can you get from South Carolina? But I don't even know, like, is South Carolina's best efforts in this one even enough to beat Alabama? That's what I would wonder. I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely the question that's going to hinge on how close this game will be. I said that this would be a close game, that South Carolina would give them everything they have to handle. I still need to see a full season's worth of Kalen DeBoer Alabama teams not shitting the bed.
So you got to go 18 games, got to win a national title?
You got to give me 10 games at least. 10 games to solidify this is who you are.
So 10 games removed from Florida State, you'll be like, all right, this is who they are?
Yeah.
No letdowns.
I mean,
even though they just went 4 ranked opponents in a row.
Yeah, no, look, they had a great stretch. No
letdowns at all.
None. It's very reminiscent of the run that Ohio State went on in the playoff.
Yeah.
And that team was not very good leading up to it. So that's why I'm saying, like, are we seeing that Ohio State or Alabama just went on a great run? Or is it this is who they are now? I need more time to figure out this is who they are now. This will be one of the games that helps me build confidence. So I feel confident in saying that South Carolina keeps this game close.
Vacation Kirby's got like a good ring to it. So it stuck for a good minute. We got to figure out a way to get this show me multiple times over, show me again, then show me again. Christian Kirby takes that we've gotten lately. It's nothing but, all right, you're 7-0 A&M, go 12-0, and I'll believe it. You know, it's like it's just you just keep moving the ball.
No, that's true.
Just keep going, baby. Get better. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Next game.
Missouri, college game day in town. Missouri at Vanderbilt. Don't worry, Eli. If you're listening right now, I'm about to pile on to the ain't nobody believes in us, sentiment. And I'm going to continue to pile on the I don't believe in Bo Pribula sentiment. So give me the Vanderbilt Commodores. Doors down? No. Doors up. Vandy rolls. 4.99 out of 5. I mean, it's as stone cold of as a lock Eli Drinkowitz as humanly possibly can be. Vandy rolls.
I stumbled into a stat that I'm not going to spoil
Friend
right now.
of the show, Eli Drinkowitz, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
You remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do remember.
I don't remember. What? I wasn't there.
You weren't there. Yeah.
Wasn't invited.
Shocker.
SEC Media Days.
Wasn't invited.
Yeah, by the league. By the league.
Crazy.
Next year we're applying as
You
a
and Ken
YouTube
Williamson
show.
hanging around with one another or something?
Are we? I don't know.
I stumbled into a stat leading up into this Missouri-Vanderbilt game that I'm not going to spoil right now. I'm going to save it for another segment later in the show.
Teasing the stats crazy.
It might make me flip my prediction of this game, but I predicted Vanderbilt to win this game. So with that said, I'll put it at a confidence meter of about 2.2. Not very confident. Obviously, though, I can strongly view Vanderbilt winning this game at home. I mean, they've been playing great offensively. Defense has been playing sound football as well. So I can see it happening. Another home game for them as well, which I don't care if it's an actual home game or not. They're still in the home state. They got college game day there. They're in the spotlight for once. And they're not just playing for, to continue their success and playing for momentum or anything like that, but these guys are playing for, school-changing records, things you've never seen before with this program. So it means a whole lot more than just we're playing for a playoff spot. I mean, this is history-changing type stuff going on up there.
If Missouri buys out half that stadium like every other blue blood SEC school, we will continue and do far more Missouri content than we ever have before.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sign to me that you're worth really, really going out of my way to get a hit at. Mm-hmm. If you do stuff like that as a fan base, I know that you're heavily, heavily engaged, particularly right now for that program, right? Like if you're in a playoff run like you currently are, and you're a blue blood program like you claim, or you're an SEC powerhouse like you want to be, go buy that stadium out like every other team does. LSU just did it, and they walk out of their stadium midway through the third quarter of South Carolina. You know? Illinois. Sorry.
I'm
Go ahead.
feeling Vanderbilt on this one just because of what we've seen from Missouri and Bo Pribula especially. I don't know how well Missouri's going to be able to run the football in this game on the road in an instance like that. I'm going to give Vanderbilt a 3 out of 5 confidence meter on that one.
I have an interesting stat on that later.
How much later is it going to be?
Whenever we get to the segment about final thoughts. So probably at the very end of the show.
Okay.
So stick around to the end of the show if you want to hear about that.
What was the next one you said? Ole Miss at Oklahoma?
Ole Miss at Oklahoma.
So I said this was going to be a 1-point game, and it's going to be close. A lot of offensive success both ways. I don't think that there's going to be as many points scored, especially judging by the weather forecast. Apparently Norman's going to get doused in this game. So it's going to be more of a defensive struggle in my opinion, but I still feel confident that Ole Miss pulls it out.
Oh, y'all skipped the Big Ten showdown?
No, that's just kind of the game we went to. We weren't intentionally skipping them. But I think this is the game, honestly, that I'm least confident in. I predicted Ole Miss to win this game, but we're talking about one of, if not the best offensive minds in all of college football versus one of, if not the best defensive minds in all of college football right now. I mean, that's a crapshoot, man. I could see it going either way. It's at Oklahoma, so that makes me want to lean Oklahoma. John Mateer's not 100%, so that makes me want to lean Ole Miss. Ole Miss has been sound offensively, not turning the ball over with a first-year starter. Makes me want to lean Ole Miss. Oklahoma creating all kinds of havoc defensively. That makes me want to lean Oklahoma. I'm going to stick to my guns and continue to say that Ole Miss wins the game, but I'm going to put it at a 1.5.
10 toes down. 10 toes down. I hope you are too, Coach Lane Kiffin, right now. I hope you're not peeking over the fence and see if that grass is greener. Psst, it is. But, hey, lock in right now. You got a chance to finish strong in a season after you didn't last year. Okay, I'm with Jonathan. This weather forecast, this 11 a.m. local kick, this sleepy start in a cloudy and rainy environment makes me worry and makes me want to lean towards run game and defense. And that really worries me about this Ole Miss football team. But you know what, Coach Kiffin? I'm standing down with you. Give me Ole Miss, and I'll stay with it. But I'm not confident. 1.83 out of 5.
It's not very many.
Let's get to that Big Ten showdown, huh?
Let's do it.
Battle on the – is that a river? Is that an ocean?
Couldn't tell you.
Is that a bay in Seattle?
I have no clue.
Huh. I know they drive boats up to the stadium.
That's really cool.
It's really cool. I think there's a cool name for it, too. They call it sailgating.
Ooh.
That's what they call it.
That is pretty cool.
Hey, the Fighting Illini, ranked 23rd in the country, go on the road this weekend to take on the Washington Huskies. The Huskies, a home favorite against the ranked opponent. Boys, how you feel about this one? I picked the Huskies to win. I think I'm going to stick with it. I'm not 100% confident in this matchup, but I am 100% confident this is the only Big Ten game worth watching this weekend. So, give me the Huskies in it.
Yeah, I also predicted Washington to win this one. I'm fairly confident in it. I'm just not sold on Illinois right now.
No.
Anytime they've matched up against a quantifiable Big Ten opponent,
It's a lake, apparently.
i.e. Michigan, i.e. Ohio State, has not gone very well for the Illini. So Washington not ranked, but certainly one of the better Big Ten programs. I think this is going to lean the Huskies. I'll put it at like a 3.4.
Neither one of these teams have done anything against the Blue Chippers.
Yeah.
They both struggled against Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah, they have.
Should be an interesting contrast.
I'm just not bought in on Illinois yet, but the problem is Washington just came off of a rough performance. Again, it was against Michigan, but 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. I'm putting this game at like a 2 confidence-wise.
Yeah. I got it at a 1.81.
Oh, just so the Big Ten fans don't crucify me, I meant USC, not Michigan for Illinois, by the way.
Yeah, I mean.
Or sorry, I don't know. All I'm saying is that Illinois and their big-time matchups this year has not fared well.
Tis what it is. Speaking of big-time matchups, Jonathan, the Texas A&M Aggies head on the road to take on the LSU Tigers inside of Death Valley. They have not won there since I have been born, but I'm sticking with them. Give me the Aggies. I like them.
Yeah, like I said yesterday.
2.49 out of 5, though. Not super confident.
Like I said yesterday, I think the formula for LSU winning any games on their remaining on their schedule is you got to defense your way to wins.
Yes.
I don't think this is one of those games. I don't think that you're going to be able to defense your way to win against the Texas A&M Aggies. So with that said, I honestly feel pretty confident that Texas A&M wins it. I'd put it at like a 3.7. Just what I've seen from LSU's offense, the fact that you have no run game at this point, it's not coming anytime soon either. I don't care how many one-time 70-yard rippers you get, Brian Kelly, you don't got a run game. I just don't see it. I feel pretty confident in Texas A&M.
Before he poops all over the Aggies, because I'm pretty sure you picked LSU in this
I did
football
pick
game.
LSU.
Before he poops over the momentum that they have as a football program, can you speak to a Texas A&M fan that doesn't necessarily want to trust it? You know what I mean? Things are going really, really good right now, and we got Debbie Downers left and right. And honestly, in our fan base, probably peek around the corner, wait for something bad to happen. You waited 42 years for a championship. You didn't personally, but your football program did.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to this as a fan of, like, not necessarily trusting the go-go juice, but saying, put that aside. Our boys are riding out with a victory. Let's be as confident as humanly possible.
I'd say that a sign that you should always look for, and one that became very apparent during Georgia's first national title run in 2021, of anytime there was a moment of you were questioning your team going into a weekend and they answer with flying colors. Like, I think the first example that Georgia got from this was when they played Arkansas at noon, and it was a ranked matchup. It's one of those games that you as a Georgia fan typically like, I don't know, man. This is a questionable matchup, and then they just go and trounce them. I mean, absolutely beat them down. That was a sign. So I think Texas A&M has done this year. I think you've seen multiple times where the offense has looked impeccable. In a shootout against Notre Dame, you answered the call and you went and won that game. Those things probably haven't happened for you as a fan of the Aggies over the years. So seeing those signs, if you see it again this weekend, like you're probably going this week, like it's Death Valley, it's at night, we don't win there, I don't know. If they win this one, you can feel that way about your team.
All right,
Certainly.
sir, show me. You have the floor now.
Yeah, no,
that
I
one.
mean,
How about that one? Sir, show me.
I like it.
sounds very proper.
Right? Sir, show me. What do you think about this one?
I mean, look, there's a lot of reasons to believe in Texas A&M to win this game, and all of them are completely valid, aside from the fact that, in my opinion, they have not faced a defense like LSU's.
No Whit Weeks.
Yeah,
There is no Whit Weeks. That's big for LSU. Absolutely. Look, on paper, Texas A&M should win this game, but they've been in these situations years and years at a time. This might be the year you guys prove everyone wrong and you go do it, but there's also a lot of reasons for me to be skeptical here. You gave up 24 points to UTSA. Utah State scored 22 on you. Auburn held you to 16 points. Like, there's been a lot of red flags throughout this season that I think everyone's looked at this two-game stretch where they put up 45 against an Arkansas team, which, by the way, put up 42 on them. They killed Florida, and they killed Mississippi State. And everyone's like, yeah, that's a top 10 team. That's a great football team. They're doing a lot of good things. They're a great football team. But to assume that they're just going to march their way through the rest of the schedule, for me, I'm skeptical of it. And the fact that they're going to LSU, Death Valley at night, a stadium they've never won in, I'm confident that LSU wins this game.
I got to take on that later.
Guys,
Teasing all of them.
Guys sleeping on the Aggies. Straight up sleeping on that.
Speaking of sleeping,
Attaboy.
let's give a shout-out to our friends over at Sleeper.
A proper shout
A
out.
proper shout-out, one that is well-deserved and not poorly timed at all. Sleeper is a fantasy sports real money gaming app that is focused on bringing people together through sports and gaming. It has over 6 million active users. Those are the 2023 numbers, so by now it's probably close to 10, while earning some of the highest levels of engagement per user in the industry. It's not just about sports, it's about building communications, connections, and lasting memories at Sleeper. Use promo code Brooks today, and you will get up to a $100 deposit match on your first deposit. That's promo code Brooks. I believe if you sign up as well, you're also getting an additional $20. So
That is a fact.
mine is a free $120 when you sign up. Why not do it? Head over to Sleeper today, use promo code Brooks.
Make sure you're supporting those who are supporting us. Mention highest rates of engagement. Man, imagine if we could just puff our chest out and tell the world that our listeners have the highest rates of engagement. Do you know how we could get that? By hitting that thumbs up button. Just hitting that thumbs up button. And if you're not already, you should subscribe. And if you are subscribed and you haven't already hit the bell notifications on this channel, what are you doing? Be elite today. Be elite today with your support on this channel. We appreciate you. Lord knows we're trying to be elite. I'm chasing elite every single day. You chasing elite?
Every day.
You better be. You chasing elite?
Mm-hmm.
Luke Fickle would be so, not Luke Fickle, but who's my man up there in Minnesota? PJ Fleck would be so proud right now. He'd be like, my boy Brooksy down there trying to run a little cult on his little channel. Nice. It's Thursday.
That is.
It's Thursday, which means it's time for Unless It Doesn't Happen. If you don't know around here, this is our time. This is our time to take some shots. Speaking of taking some shots, Jonathan, the Blonde Bombing Bruin, back up, baby. You heard it here first. UCLA beats Indiana this weekend, 24.5-point dog. The Bruins and my man Jerry Neuheisel, 2028 campaign starts today. You heard it here first.
I think you enunciated his name 3 different ways in the span of 3 seconds.
It choked on them all.
Damn, dude, you took one of mine.
Woo!
You got to listen pre-show. You got to be locked in.
Blonde Bombing Bruins, back up, baby.
I don't know. Did he tell us that he was picking?
He did tell us that.
Damn.
The Blonde Bomber, how do we feel about that for Neuheisel?
It's a good one. I like that one.
I think the biggest takeaway from that would be
58-10 in first halves over the last 3 games.
Sean Foster was just that bad of a coach, I guess. Like, if that happens. Unfortunate to say. No
Transitive
shade to your
property
fight.
with coaches?
Perhaps.
Does it work?
Things are about to get wild and crazy out in the Big 12.
Wild
We've
and
already
crazy.
seen some of the madness begin to spill over the edge just a little bit.
Spilling.
You know, Texas Tech got taken down last
Red
week, so
Raider.
we're already seeing it. It's going to eat itself alive.
Eat it.
Give me number 11 BYU as a 2.5-point road underdog against unranked Iowa State.
Not my
pulling off
Cyclones.
the upset. The undefeated Cougars remain undefeated. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
But Jonathan, Big Citrus is playing.
And that must be why they're a road dog, which is, by the way, the only reason why I put this in here is, hey, BYU's an underdog and they're number 11 in the country.
Ew.
Crazy.
That's gross. All right, I'll go ahead and get this one out of the way.
Come on.
I'm a big show me guy. You got to show me, got to prove me wrong.
Sir, show me.
Alabama, you've had a very, very good run. 4 ranked wins in a row. Everything's fine.
He's taking the shoes off, Jonathan.
You lost to Florida State. Redeem that. You've had a multiple good wins. You beat Georgia in their own stadium. 33-game win streak snap. Everything's fine. Kalen DeBoer is chilling at those press conferences. Everyone is comfortable where they are again. That is the recipe for disaster. That is where you get caught. Give me the South Carolina Gamecocks shocking the world on Saturday and handing Alabama their second loss of the season. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Complacency creates shock from the cocks. Bama goes down to South Carolina. There
I like
you go.
it.
How about that?
I like it.
Complacency gets you beat. I don't think there's a snowball chance in hell that happens. I mean, you got a better chance for Shane Beamer to wear shoes inside the office than for them to win that football game.
Think so?
I don't know. I had to get the joke off. Hey, I don't know if y'all know. In UFC, there's that BMF belt. You know, that bad MFer belt for like midweight classes. I think Nate Diaz won it a couple times, something like that. In the world of college football, there's a BMF coaching award on the line this weekend. I don't know if y'all been hearing the smack talk going back and forth between Fran Brown and Brent Key at Georgia Tech, but the game is on the line for who is a man with regards to coaching. What was the exact quote this weekend, Jonathan?
We're about to find out who the real football coach is.
We're about to find out who the real football coach is this weekend. Fran, the football coaching man. Syracuse on top, buzz down. Syracuse beats Georgia Tech this weekend.
Down.
You heard it here first.
Buzz down.
Unless it doesn't happen.
That needs to become a saying. Honestly, I like
Buzz
that.
Down. It's always the one you don't see coming. It always is. Tennessee, you've had a great start to the season, but you dropped 2 major ones. Heartbreakers. One to Georgia, one to Alabama. And now it's like, a little breather. A road trip to Kentucky, worst team in the SEC. Mark Stoops got 1 foot out the door already. This one should be no problem, but this isn't just any road game to Lexington. No. This is a night game in Lexington. No. So the temperature drops by 10 more degrees. The wind picks up by 5 more miles per hour. And it's going to cost you one, and your playoff hopes are coming to die this weekend. Give me Kentucky on top. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Woo!
I hate that for Tennessee.
She was hot.
I hate that for Tennessee.
She was hot.
Hey, we've got a playoff team kind of in the mix right now that no one's really thinking about. Kind of written them off this week of they've got a W, easy win. They should be able. They've got a real chance of making the playoff, especially the way things have shifted in this conference. But I'm not buying it. And I know that we've kind of written this coach off and said that he has tarnished his legacy. This is a complete failure. But by God, the North Carolina Tar Heels are going to beat Virginia on Saturday. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Tar Bills for a dub. Jordan Hudson on the front of a magazine by Monday. You heard it here first.
Probably.
Unless it doesn't
I think
happen.
that's happening.
Pablo Torre going to be pissed.
I think that's happening, win or lose.
Woo. College game days in town this weekend. Bo Pribula picked to plenty. Vandy on top due to multiple interceptions from Bo Pribula. You heard it here first. Vandy's defense gives extra possessions back to Pavia. Doors on top. You heard it here first.
The worst thing you can do to a team that is getting its swag back is put a halt to the momentum.
Ooh.
Texas Tech had that happen to them this past weekend. And I'm not talking about the loss to Arizona State.
Nope.
I'm talking about the right to bear tortillas being stripped away from this fan base. A tradition that has been lasted forever in Lubbock. And we just take it away from them? Worst thing that could have possibly happened, and you're going to get your justice. It's going to happen this weekend.
Or Ortega stocks down.
Texas Tech going down to the 33.5-point underdog Oklahoma State. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Man.
Dude, the tortillas.
That's got to hit.
Tortillas
got to hit. I shorted Ortega stocks last week when I heard about it. They make tortillas, right?
The tortilla stock and the tortilla, tradition, that's fun.
You know what's a lifesaver?
Just
carb counters, tortillas.
Don't get rid of the bell ringer. That's all.
Can't get rid of the bell ringer.
That's all I'm asking, Texas.
He brings the juice.
He brings a lot of stuff. All right, my third one. This isn't going to be unless it doesn't happen. I've already predicted LSU to win this game. I've been very bold about that. I think I've, throughout the week, said LSU's going to win. But here's my unless it doesn't happen regarding this game. We are getting a Tigers defensive masterclass.
Whoa.
Give me the Aggies not scoring 25 points. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Guy's just a hater, Jonathan. Guy's just a hater. And you know what? This is crazy because we've spent so much good work this week building up acumen with that Aggie fan base. Mm-hmm. And here he is, poo-pooing all over it.
Unless
Sir Show Me does not believe in you guys out there Texas A&M. You know what you need? You need a Mike Elko pregame speech because you obviously ain't seen the clips. My man's dealing pregame.
I mean, we got
my man. By the way, chat, if y'all people act like it's their first Thursday around here, I'm always on the juice on Thursday. Last show, best show.
I mean, we got Brooks going on Texags, bringing in all the Aggie fans.
All of them.
Hey, we do a great live show Monday through Thursday. Come check us out. We bring up the Texas A&M Aggies, and then you send them off just right after that. Like, just kidding. Don't come here.
Guys, do we forget the point of this segment?
I mean, we were doing it in a very serious segment just 5 minutes ago.
Have we forgotten who we are?
Texas tripped up. Bulldogs belldoze them.
Eldos.
Texas on down. Dan Horns on down. Mississippi State over Texas. You heard it here first. Unless it doesn't happen. I really do think that one might happen. I mean, that could be a 21-17 win by Mississippi State.
Texas could be a 7-5 team at the end of this season.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be tough.
I'm all out. So if you got another one.
You dump the clip?
Dump the clip.
I had 3.
I ran out of plays.
I was just too excited to give these final thoughts.
Let's try that again. You ran out of plays, Hugh Freeze style.
It was funnier the first time.
It was. Boys, week 9 is upon us. It is our final show of the week. Thus, we must bring you our final thoughts. Let's go down the line. I'll start first. First and foremost, I think one of the bigger matchups this weekend, 11 o'clock local start out there at Oklahoma. Ole Miss travels out there to Norman to take on the Sooners. I think the most important thing and my final thought on this football game is the fact that I personally do not believe John Mateer is anything close to himself right now. At least he hasn't been the last 2 football games. And if that continues, especially in a rainy environment, that is a major problem for a guy who is very rotational, arms at the 90, got to have good grip strength, and the thumb is not quite there yet. That concerns me about this one.
Yeah, my final thought on this game is whichever coach loses this game, because someone has to, they're going to sour pretty quickly with their fan base, in my opinion. Because on one hand, let's not forget that Brent Venables was kind of on a hot seat, a warm seat heading into this season of, hey, if things
we got to hire a GM seat.
Right.
Warm enough where we got to bring a GM in.
If you start out 5-0 and then you kind of stumble your way down, you lose to Texas, and then you drop another one, all of a sudden you've lost 2 games in 3 outings, the fan base is going to look at you kind of funny. On the adverse of that, if Ole Miss drops 2 in a row, it's going to be, well, Lane Kiffin's too busy negotiating this Florida job. He doesn't even want to be here. Let's get him out of here. I think that there's potential for everyone who loses this game. The fan base is going to kind of look at them and go, what is this guy doing?
I have a similar note to you, but I'm going more so with the Oklahoma side of this because I think that this is a must-win game for Oklahoma considering what the rest of your schedule looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, from here on out, it is Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, and LSU. Right now, that's 4 straight ranked matchups right now.
I want to push back on all this because I think we are falling victim to what this fan base cannot fall victim to, which is expectations getting altered midway through the season because we looked halfway good.
I wasn't on the side of let's can him at the end of the year if it goes bad.
No. I'm more talking about even the disappointment. Like, yeah, they have an opportunity to potentially be a playoff team this year. But the window was always next season, in my opinion. We looked at this schedule and knew it was going to be a gauntlet, man. We knew going into this 8-4 would be admirable. The fact that we're sitting through this midway through the season, October 23rd, they've gotten past Michigan, they've gotten past Auburn, and yeah, they took a loss to Texas. They still got a chance to even be a playoff team to me is like a win. What?
Did you just tell fans to be logical?
That was the thing.
What's wrong? Bro, they saw that.
I'm just trying to temper it, man. I'm just be like, guys, I mean, 8-4 going into the season was like, hell yeah, we'll take 8-4. Look at that schedule.
And you put that 5 next to my name, brother.
Everything,
we
brother. We better win a title. Okay.
Texas stinks this year.
That's
We're gonna
fair.
kill them.
Sorry for trying to be rational. That's on me.
How dare
It'd be
you?
this. It's the same thing that I brought up the other day. It's like trying to tell Tennessee fans, "Hey, you're okay with 8-4 at the beginning of the year, so don't be mad if you miss the playoffs now."
Mm-hmm.
Hot take: South Florida at Memphis has more playoff implications than any Big Ten game played this weekend.
Oh,
Winner gets to play Navy for a playoff spot.
Mm.
Got 2 6-1 football teams. Memphis has already taken a loss in in conference. This Atlantic Conference, guys, is elite football. This AAC has got great football teams. USF, Memphis, North Texas, Navy. Hell, I'll throw ECU in that mix. They could give anybody in the Big 12 and the ACC a run for their money any given Saturday, for my opinion. For watching those football teams, they got great ball out there in the AAC.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't have final thoughts on that one, but I do want to bring this stat up that I stumbled into.
Please do.
For this Vanderbilt-Missouri game, I think that you're going to see Vanderbilt get tested by a team that they really haven't faced so far this year. And the reason why I say that is, of the 6 FBS teams Vanderbilt has played this year, 4 of them rank in the bottom 33 for rushing offense so far. So when you look at Vanderbilt's defense and you're like, whoa, pretty solid against the run. They're pretty good. Missouri, their biggest strength going up against the run. Missouri ranks 7th in the country right now for rushing yards per game offensively. Ahmad Hardy, we know all that there. And ironically enough, the 2 best rushing offenses that they face this year, which by the way, it's Utah State. Where's my note here? Virginia Tech and Utah State. Those were 2 teams that had relative success offensively against Vanderbilt. So Missouri, best rushing offense that they're going to face this year, best running back in the conference, might even be best running back in the country right now, not named Jeremiah Love. I mean, I don't know. It makes me kind of want to change my prediction just a little bit.
It is interesting you say this, because while I do think this is going to be a great game, it's going to be a top 20 matchup between 2 SEC teams, between 2 teams that aren't necessarily always on the grand stage. I don't think this is a game between 2 playoff teams. I don't think either of these teams are making the playoff this year, just because of stuff like this, to where we've seen Missouri necessarily struggle when the ball is put in the quarterback's hands and says, okay, we need you to go win us a game, quarterback. I think Vanderbilt on the same side is on the adverse of that. They go as well as their quarterback goes. Diego Pavia's one bad game. They got killed, but lost by 16 points. So I'm not trusting either of these teams to make the playoff, especially with these remaining schedules.
I'm not as far as to write them off for playoffs, but I am with you with regards to the quarterback position. I think we've talked about it ad nauseum here on this network this week. I do not trust, hey, Bo Pribula, go win us the football game. It's all you. They've eliminated our run game. Ahmad Hardy's going to go 15 for 65. You got to go throw for 300 for us to win. I don't trust that to be the situation here. That being said, you just pointed it out. I don't know if that has to be it. Are they able to win 10 games off of run game, manage the clock? Hey, we play great defense. We've got edge rushers. We're going to get them off the field and get tons of possessions. I don't know. I think this is a Diego Pavia goes out and balls out types of a football game again. That's their recipe for winning. Get into the criticals, have a football game that is dependent upon 3rd and short and 4th and short, and Vandy's going to out-blink you. Like, they're going to out-execute you in those situations. I think that's what this football game turns into ultimately. There's another SEC matchup. We've talked about it tonight already, Alabama and South Carolina. The only thing I have for this game is I have no doubt that I don't think South Carolina is going to be able to offensively do anything. So enough to win the football game. So the question becomes, can Dylan Stewart be an alien and limit what Alabama does offensively? Lord knows if you can get Alabama, it's getting them into massive negatives by creating sacks. That's the only really opportunity to get them off the field through their first 7 or 8 football games. So that is a possibility, and Lord knows Shane Beamer can try to create something on special teams. Is that enough to make this game close? I say no.
I think there's potential for this one to get really ugly for South Carolina. And the reason why I say that's not even just because I think that Alabama is a superior team, but when I see things like fans protesting their offensive coordinator outside of the stadium, and I see a team, they're about to face a team that is just absolutely rolling offensively right now, playing some of their best football, some of the best in the country at the moment, and a South Carolina team that doesn't have anything else in front of them at the moment other than maybe a Duke's Mayo Bowl appearance. That scares me because I see
Mayo there.
I see fans that are checked out, essentially, that are almost rooting for the downfall of this team at this moment because that's how much disdain they have for this offensive coordinator at the moment.
They had bullhorns and the TV crews out there. I thought when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, that's just one frat being funny. No, they had the tripods ready. Like, they had the local TV studio and news out there. Like, that was a coordinated effort to let them people know that they don't like Mike Shula.
So when I see things like that, if Alabama just rolls in this one, I think it could get bad.
Yeah, my final thought on that is these teams don't play that often, but when they do, it's been kind of weird. Obviously, we all know what happened in last year's game where South Carolina gave Alabama everything they wanted to and more. 2019 was a one-score matchup against a top 3 Alabama team versus South Carolina.
Oh,
not a good football
Mike Bobo
team.
gave them hell.
Well, it was a one-score game until Najee Harris went absolutely nuclear. That's that classic play where he hurdles a guy and then stiff arms another and all those. And then the previous 3 matchups, the next one was 2010. And we all know what happened there. So it's something to keep an eye on. These teams don't play a lot, and they've always handed some pretty interesting matchups.
Hey, boys, Big Citrus, the nose tackle's back for Iowa State. It completely changes everything that they do with regards to defense. I felt like they failed to get out of their 3-3-5 the last couple of weeks, and maybe it's because they can't. They physically cannot. Maybe they schematically have no ability to get to a 4-down front. But, boys, if y'all don't know, if you're running an odd front that primarily features a zero technique over the middle of the 2 guards, and that's all that's in the middle of B-gap to B-gap, that boy better be a dog. And when Citrus is in the game, Iowa State's got a run defense. When he is not, they get gutted for 275 in the first half against Cincy. Big Citrus is back. Give me the Cyclones over the Cougars because of it.
Glad to see Big Citrus is going to be back in uniform.
Love it. You got any more final thoughts? I got a couple
one more game.
I got one about Texas. I think Texas should be able to defensive special teams their way to a win. And I'm going to tell you what about this Mississippi State offense, especially if they cannot protect Blake Shapen like they have not been able to the last several weeks. You might have an opportunity to have more offensive possessions in this football game than you ever have imagined in your lifetime in a 2025 football game because they can 3 and out quicker than anybody in this conference, which means you're going to get it back. So the amount of times that you have the rock, it will create more opportunities, hopefully with some short fields, to build some offensive confidence. I think that's the thing that they're lacking most right about now. You can bounce around. Go ahead.
All right. Texas A&M not only has the potential to further prove they are one of the best teams in the country, but they could make this one look real bad for a team that you've never beat on the road. I saw an empty Death Valley in a fourth quarter one-score game against South Carolina in which LSU held a lead. So go ahead and tell me what a 14-point lead for Texas A&M in the fourth quarter for this game might look like if it gets to that point. We might see an empty Death Valley for a ranked SEC matchup, a major rivalry in this conference, and you could empty out their stadium. You could have that fan base set that program not on fire, but, I mean, at least getting sparks flying a little bit. I think they have the opportunity to get a massive, massive win while also just crushing one of their biggest rivals.
Yeah, my final thought, and it's a general one, is this. We're at the point in the season where we think we know the majority of answers. We look at the remaining schedules and we chalk it up. Okay, we know who's going to win these games. We know the results here. We talk about certain teams as if they have already made the playoff. And when we get those hypothetical brackets, we feel like we can fill out how, okay, these are the teams I'll be playing in the championship. And for some of these, we're probably going to be right. There's a good chance that teams we think will reach the national title or make a deep playoff run will make a deep playoff run. But college football has never been this simple, and I don't know who it's going to be, but one of these teams is getting exposed this week. I don't know if it's going to be Indiana or Georgia Tech or Texas Tech, Alabama, Texas A&M, someone else. One of these teams will be exposed as not actually being as good as they're ranked, and it starts on Saturday.
Sir, show me. Claiming someone's going to get exposed this weekend. I love it. Let's hit these super chubs before we go to the local hour. Thoughts on Derek Cooper as a prospect? He's my number one back. Now, that being said, I don't have as much access to Savion Hyder film as a college actual coach would. All I have is highlights of Savion Hyder, and I haven't had one since his sophomore year. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I don't know that to be true, but I love Derek Cooper. Anybody that is that big, that physical, that athletic, and that fast, my God. Like, I get – and this sucks because the guy's been injured, but when you're that big and you're that athletic and you can cut and you can do all that stuff and you're physical, I get Najee Harris, C.J. Baxter, I get Derek Cooper vibes. Those three are in a category of their own. Le'Veon Bell is in that category for me. All those guys are just It's rare we have a 6'3", 230-pound elite athlete. Most of those guys play linebacker, or they're Derrick Henry, and they're a superhuman. I want to save Bandits for last. I smack the good stuff, says Latsier Brooks added as doubtful. Gino Vandermark added as questionable. And Danny Lewis added as out for Bama in an injury report updates that came out 30 minutes ago. Thoughts? My thoughts is that South Carolina, y'all are okay. Y'all should be resting starters by the fourth quarter, in my opinion. All right, Bandit 0227 says, I feel like y'all are growing pretty rapidly, thanks to you guys, and have a lot of new watchers, me being one of them. Can you tell me y'all's stories and kind of where y'all came from? Doesn't need to be this episode. I'm just curious. Quick rundown. I played a little college football, was in construction, working with my master's in business, and realized I'm not very on fire for this. Started freelancing in media in 2017 and 2019 after doing a bunch of podcasts that nobody listened to. I got a direct message as an opportunity to be a beat reporter. I had the sudden realization at that point, oh yeah, I probably need to write. I played Division II football. My name's not insert. This guy played great SEC ball and then flamed out in pro ball. I'm not going to be able to share my opinions on a microphone that anybody gives a damn about until I make a name for myself. I started writing and covering the University of Georgia in 2019. I would say about 2020, we really launched the quote-unquote Film Guy brand network. I realized pretty quickly my brain not only recognized football differently than my colleagues, but I could educate it at a much higher rate than most people could. So we started really diving into YouTube. When did we bring you on as a writer? In 2021?
2020.
In 2020, and we brought you on a writer in 2022?
Correct.
2022, and then we brought you guys on the show when I built this studio in August of 2023.
Yep.
I realized that I wanted to not only continue everything that we do from a Georgia standpoint, but I thought what we did or what I do was very scalable from every fan should get this type of love for their football program and education on their football program. So we started to branch out in August of 2023 when we built this studio. These guys got microphones for the first time in Nashville at SEC Media Days in 2023. And here we are.
Yep. Here we are.
Pretty quick. That was not bad. It's a good little elevator pitch on what we've been and where we've been.
Yeah.
All right, we got a local hour coming up right now, and it's a great one. I can't wait to do this roster exercise with you guys.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Breathing in hurts a little bit. Oh, delicious.
This time of year weather just
It's
like
the
when it
best.
creeps up and then you start realizing that's here, it's a refreshing feeling.
It's so good.
The first morning when there's dew on the ground and a nip in the air, you're like, all right. But down here, the first month of that euphoria is met by, oh, I get to wear a sweatshirt again. And then by mid-afternoon, you're sweating you know what off.
There's just something special about getting to turn the heat on for the first time in the car.
Still haven't hit it down here yet. I'm
I
waiting
have.
for it.
On the drives home, it's a little chilly at first.
I'm talking about down here in the stew.
Oh, yeah. Not in the house.
Haven't had to turn the heat on down here yet.
No,
I
never
think the
turn it
lights
on,
keep it
dude.
nice and
In-house
Make it
is
cold.
perfect.
Make
Make
it cold.
it
in here.
frigid.
I want it 65 and be bundled up, nice and cozy.
Welcome into our local hour. We got a loaded hour for you guys. Last hour, best hour, last hour of the week. We're going to hammer it for you guys. Got some news with regards to Jared Curtis to talk about tonight. We got a 2026 recruiting checkup that I'm excited about. We also have a pre-portal segment that I'm really excited about. Guys, we're like 7 weeks, 8 weeks from the portal officially opening, something like that.
Don't talk about
Which
that.
means we're already pre-portaling. If you ain't pre-portaling right now, if you ain't out here doing the dirty stuff, you ain't trying. I'm going to tell you that. So if you are not out here identifying areas of need on your roster, getting ready to poach and pillage come December, you ain't doing rosters right. All right, so we're going to do that for you guys tonight. Theoretical Thursday, if we get to it, I think we're going to be loaded down with this roster check tonight and things you should be watching. Let's start with the news. Again, news, all right? Jared Curtis will be visiting Vandy. He's watching a practice I think Friday, and then going to be on campus Saturday. It's an official visit. He's going to spend a couple of days basically up there in his own hometown. I don't know if it counts as an official because he's from Nashville, so I doubt he's staying in a hotel.
Right.
He's probably going home back to Brentwood or wherever he, his domicile might be located. So he's still a dog. There's no fears here. I think the more interesting talking point is the news that was relayed to me, I would say about 2 weeks ago, that Pavia and Jared Curtis have developed a mentor-mentee relationship, that these two guys are very close, and that they have a lot of communication and a lot of talks about the game of football together, and that this guy, Pavia is kind of taking him under his wing. Now, I guess the more interesting conversation is, how do you feel about that if you're a Georgia fan? Me, not a fan, an analyst, okay? I think it would be pretty damn cool to watch somebody this talented play like that lunatic up there.
Yeah.
I told the guys before the show, if Diego Pavia had the skill sets of a one-of-one 5-star prospect, the SOB would be Cam Newton. That's who he would be. That's how good it would be. That's how transcendent it would be. If you gave that guy God-given talents of one-of-one, the way he plays football, the way he is wired, the way he attacks the game, that guy would be a super freak. Mm-hmm. And this game, and I'm gonna take straight from Jeff Santel because I love his work. I always have, and he's been a tremendous friend of not only me but this show. He treats you guys well, and I don't mind piggybacking off of his reporting. Jeff Santel comes back from that game he watched of Jared Curtis play the 3A school up there in Tennessee. The only game on their schedule where they were an underdog all year. They will beat everybody else by 50 points, okay? The only game in which, hey, the other team's got way more talent than your team does, Jared. What do you go do? Jeff told me that kid was absolutely like throwing up on the sideline in the middle of the fourth quarter, 20, 25 carries in that football game, throwing for 400 yards, doing every fourth and shorts, converting with quarterback sneaks, like pouring himself out, all right, in that football game. And I remember Jeff reporting on it and saying that Matt Hasselbeck was actually, Matt or the other one, the other Hasselbeck, one of the Hasselbecks was a coach on the other sideline. And he said midway through the football game, he stopped coaching and was just watching what was happening in front of him, watching a kid absolutely pour it out. So if this kid is cut like this, if this kid does play ball like this, I do think the ceiling is relatively undeterminable.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what it will ultimately be.
I mean, I would say like
you making faces at the word undeterminable?
No.
Oh, okay.
Going back to the relationship with Pavia, I would say, like, if that's what continues to create and heighten this competitive edge that it sounds like he has, I have no issues with it whatsoever because Pavia has that. I mean, very similar to kind of how Gunner treats a game day of like a switch is flipped, obviously. Well, like when the game starts, it is a different player. Like it doesn't matter like maybe how out-talented he is or anything like that. It doesn't matter. That dude is a football player. So if that's what that creates, I'm completely okay with it. The only thing I don't want it to create is the other nuances that Pavia likes to do and stuff like that.
Oh, the taking a knee in victory pregame? You don't like that?
Yeah, I don't like that.
You'll like it when he balls out and makes an insane play on 4th and 1 that only a person who thinks he's a superhero makes.
Sure, yeah. That part I'm fine.
Like a lot of the time you can't get both. You can't have this dude's a lunatic and he makes lunacy plays.
I think I can get a really competitive Jared Curtis without a shiesty on during pregame. I think I can get that.
And
he does wear a shiesty in pregame though, doesn't he?
Who, Curtis?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen him with a shiesty on.
I think I've seen him with a shiesty on.
I'm talking about like during the Vandy walk, whatever it is.
I feel you.
That. Like we got a suit on and a shiesty. Like
yeah, that's a bit much.
Okay.
Only DeMello Jones can rock that look.
But
or is it Ellis? Who rocked that look? Someone did it last year. Go ahead.
My thing on it is, for as much as Diego Pavia is kind of a sore subject around college football fans, he's never been in legal trouble. He's never been doing things off the field that has gotten him in significant struggles. I think that this could also be as chalked up to, hey, the Vanderbilt quarterback has befriended one of the high school phenoms that's only a few miles down the road. Like if Diego Pavia, if Jared Curtis was a Texas prospect and they were befriending each other, this would be a little bit more interesting. But I think it's a proximity thing. I think the fact that I think it's part of the reason why he's taking this visit, because the team you're committed to is on bye this week, and there's a really good game happening at Vanderbilt on Saturday. Why not go down there? I don't know if this is necessarily Jared Curtis is just going to become Diego Pavia light. Like, I don't think Georgia fans need to worry about that.
Well, and Pavia came to one of his games, so I think it's kind of like one of those crossing of respects.
I also think there's no concerns of a flip. I see some people in the chat talking about it's none.
I mean, there was
0.
His agent basically said it. It was like,
this is a friendship thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and if you're Vanderbilt, of course you host the 5-star quarterback.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
It's better for Vanderbilt to even just get to say, like, yeah, we're hosting 5-star quarterbacks. You should come up here too.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all think Jared Curtis is going to go to that stadium on Saturday and be like, forget Georgia, I got to go here.
I don't know. Nashville's a vibe.
It is a vibe, but he's also lived in Nashville.
I hate how nobody but us
gets that.
Because it's so funny every time.
It's so funny every time.
Man.
Nashville is a vibe.
It's a vibe, man.
It's a vibe. I'm good on that news. Are y'all good on that news?
Yeah.
I like hearing that kid's got some special stuff to him.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he's got some SHIT to his system. Boys, we're like 6 weeks away. Like I said at the start of the show, we're like 6 or 7 weeks away from the portal, which means the Sharks are already swimming. They're already swimming in the water. They're already calling around rosters. They're already tampering. They're already doing stuff that they ain't supposed to be doing. So what you need to be doing as a football program all around the world in college football right about now is getting up inside your war room, putting the entire roster up on the board and saying, where are we about to be vulnerable in 6 weeks? Where do we have an opportunity to make our roster whole because we have an issue right about now? So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the board and we're going to go position by position and we're going to talk about this. And we're going to have this conversation, which I guarantee you 100% has already been had and is continuously having to be had inside these war rooms around college football. Now, before we get to the board, I do want to say I have it on good authority. There are 3 positions that you do not have to worry about. Like you are already wholesome and you are already full. One is the quarterback room. Ain't no need in messing around with that sucker. Ain't no need in talking in the chat about it. Ain't no need in talking about it in December when a big name enters the portal. You are good. All right. Same thing at tight end. Your future is solidly locked. If you go back into the portal for a Trey McKitty type moving forward, I would be flabbergasted. It's probably due to catastrophic injury. All right. And I also feel like you're in the same situation at corner. Do we all agree there?
Yeah.
At quarterback, at cornerback, and at tight end, you're good. No need to even worry about portal additions or scouting for that position. Agreed?
Agreed.
All right, let's go to the board and talk about the rest. All right, so let's start on the offensive side of the football, and let's start with the big boys up front. Now, a lot of this, and I think what we learned, especially from a guy like Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins' departure, is that if there is a question of will this guy leave, we need to prepare for if he will. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. If he is draft eligible and he plays at Georgia, he's probably going to get a takeable grade. All right, we have to assume that, especially if he's playing as good as a football player right now like Monroe Freeling. So let's talk about those guys who we think might be out. 71 graduates this year, right? Mm-hmm. Ernest Green will have his graduation soon. He's probably already got his degree. I think he got it in 3 years.
He did.
Micah Morris is off this roster due to eligibility, right? And I think right now, through 6 games, most of them hurt. I think Monroe Freeling's playing a highly draftable football. So we have to sit here and go through this exercise as if we might lose that guy. Do y'all agree with that? I think that's safe thought process.
You need to prepare for it at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Need to prepare for it. Now, let's talk about the guys that are still here, right? Guys that are still here. And let's, in the offensive line position, let's write them as they play. You know your center is still there, right? And you know 73, Juan Gaston is probably going to move over to left tackle if Monroe Freeling is not on this roster. And let's make it nice and simple on that left side and go ahead and put Donnie Glover in there at right guard. Now, left guard. What we don't know right now is the right guard position, and we don't know right now next year the right tackle position. Okay? So let's talk about the players that are on the roster right about now at both. Offensive tackle, big, long list here. Obviously, Bo Hewley, an option there. Michael Unai, an option there. Nair Daniels, an option there. Marcus Harrison, what number is he, Jonathan? Marcus Harrison, I think, is
76.
76.
All right, what other tackles? Jamal Merriweather, number 72, available here as well. I'm missing some names here.
Cortez Smith.
Cortez Smith is an offensive guard. We'll start him on that list over here. Number 50 is Cortez Smith.
Do we have Bo Hewley on?
Bo Hewley's number 55. He's at the
Gotcha.
top. Make sure I'm not missing anybody here.
Malachi Tolliver.
Malachi Tolliver is an offensive guard or an interior offensive lineman, number 51. Who else? Daniel Calhoun, number 70, is in here as the offensive guard
Uzo
position.
Chukwu.
Uzo Chukwu is a tackle prospect out here at the tackle position. So as we go to list these out, do I have anybody I'm missing over there at interior offensive guard? I think I am. There's got to be somebody. There's no way we're sitting here with 3 interior offensive linemen.
Waltclair Flynn.
Waltclair Flynn. He wears 54.
54.
All right, Walt Flynn in there, interior offensive line. But he's a center only, so he kind of only counts over here in a different category, OCs. All right, so as we go through this this exercise right here.
Mason Short.
Mason Short, 75. He's an interior football player. All right, as we go through this exercise right here, I think first and foremost, we notice that you need to take a portal shot at offensive guard. I think you need a starting right now. Now, this all depends on how Daniel Calhoun practices the next 6-7 weeks. This all matters about, some of these interior offensive linemen, these young fellas, how do they ultimately play? But right now, what I see on tape for number 70, we need to go, for depth purposes alone, we need to go make sure we go take a stab at offensive guard. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree. I mean,
Hell,
you need the depth.
Maybe take 2 at this rate. Now, I would bank on development here. Bo Hewley's played winnable and playable football out there at right tackle for you guys, and maybe you assume that he's going to put on some more muscle mass this offseason.
Is Ja Jackson a name you
Oh,
want?
my bad. I forgot Ja. What number is he? He's 65, right?
64, I believe.
64. Okay.
Yeah, 64.
64 in here. So, yeah, maybe we slot him in here and give him an opportunity to play early on and see if he floats. All right, but I still think if we have room available, say we have 12 roster spots to add in the portal and we get to 11 and we're saying, hey, we got room for another one, go take a stab at tackle. That would be my, recommendation here.
So between these guys you have on the roster now and the incoming freshmen, how many of these freshmen would you say are?
We're going to get to freshmen at the end. I think, in my opinion, unless the guy is Elijah Griffin, unless the guy is somebody for a fact is picking sticks, going to walk in here and play, when you have roster discussions entering the portal, we can't bank on freshmen playing. If it is a problem, if it's a problem area, and we're looking at it and we're going, okay, right guard, hey, maybe Graham Houston's good enough to play. We are national title contenders every year here. We got to go get a starter right now. You know what I mean? I think that has to be the thought process there. We good with offensive line?
Yep.
All right, let's move on to our next position, which is running back. Now, I think when we did this pre-show meeting, we sat there and I said, running back, you might need to take one. Jonathan, you raised up a red flag and said, I think we're good. Here's why I don't know, right? The outs, guys that are leaving. Cash Jones is gone off this roster, and McCray is gone off this roster, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, so those are who is out. Now, who's still in? Next year, 33 and 3 are obviously the primary features. Now, we know this about Georgia's offense. What do you still need? You still need a gadget/third down back, right? Mm-hmm. That's Cash Jones's role, and you still need a thumper, right? You still need a short yardage big boy. Now, my question to you guys, do we trust that Rod Robinson's going to get healthy and be able to play this role for 18, 17 games?
I don't want to make an assumption on it, but I just don't know.
We're hopeful of it, right?
Yeah.
We're very, very hopeful of it, but we're not in the hopeful business.
Right.
That's not what we're in here. We're in the, if it's a problem and it's a question mark, we need to throw an answer at it, right? I think historically, Georgia will ultimately take a stab here. Mm-hmm. I think that's what we go ahead and mark down the spots. We said 2 for offensive line out of the portal and 1 at running back so far. This is not a program that takes 15 transfers, so we can't be going crazy here with regards to roster additions. Lord knows they already got 27 commits in 2026, and they might add another inside linebacker, the kid that decommitted from Penn State.
Do you think there is a world where Bo Walker is a third down gadget?
Very well could be. I don't know. I think he's more Dejan. I don't think he is Brian Herrien.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think this is a guy that's like going to split out in the backfield and like save us on third down. No, I think he is give him the ball on 1st and 10, and you can guarantee we're going to be in 2nd and 6 or better.
I got you.
That's what I think he is.
What about Dwight Phillips as a gadget guy?
Dwight Phillips is 100% a gadget guy, but here's my question. Are we 5-man protected the whole time on 3rd down now that you're in there? Because I don't know if you're holding in on Mike protections.
He showed the willingness to do it. I think it was
With the cut.
Yeah.
With the cut.
Yeah.
And I'm good with it. I'm cool with it as long as it's executed properly. They left him in there and they let him get into a 6-man pass pro, which means they think he can do it. So, yeah, maybe you're solidified there. But I ultimately think we need to take somebody here at this position just to solidify the depth.
And, I mean, they have the last 2 seasons, so it would make sense that they do.
Does Jaden Baugh fall into the thumper conversation?
Jaden Ball falls into the if
everything.
He's available, you feature that sucker. If Jaden Ball is available, you're going through 33, 3 and 13, and you say, "Hey, good luck today."
How you like my new offense?
How y'all like my new offense? We in the wishbone, you know. That's what you do. The rich get richer at that position if that's the case. But yeah, I'm all about that. You know my thoughts on Jaden Ball.
For sure.
I'm a big ball guy. All right, let's go on to our next position, wide receiver. Let's be nice and quick here, guys. A lot of exits this year, right? Obviously, 8's gone. I think 1's played himself into a draftable grade. 86 graduates this year
5
for you guys as
Noah
well.
Thomas.
Does he have? He has 2 years.
Does he?
Yeah, he has
Okay.
another year at the University of Georgia. I think you're good there.
Says he's a senior on their roster.
Ooh.
That's one we don't know.
So go look at. Oh, well, we'll know quickly.
All right, I
go
got
look
you.
up his
I got you.
A&M stats. If he only played a year and 4 games, then you're good. He's got another year. So we'll get that figured out.
He played 3 years at Texas A&M.
Then he is on this list as a see you later. All right, so that's all out. I think right now you love what you got from a young player standpoint. You spent a lot of money, resources, and time on your 2025 signing class, and you'll see it when we talk about your 2026 signing class. So you're really, really banking on young football players in this room, whether it be C.J. Wiley, whether it be Thomas Blackshear at the X position, whether it be Taylor Taylor at the Z position, whether it be Zacoby White to replace Zachariah Branch. London Humphreys is back next year as a veteran. All right, so you got a good core and a good nucleus. What I think you need is one playmaking vet.
Yep.
I don't care if he's a Z. I don't care if he's a slot receiver. I don't care what he is. He better be an upperclassman ready to come in here and get a damn bag. That's what that kid ought to be. So take another stab at a Colby Young. Take another stab at a Noah Thomas. Take another stab at somebody who went for 800 to 1,000 yards at another school and wants to play premier primetime football.
Yep.
That's what you need right there.
Do we see Jeremy Bell get a bigger role?
Absolutely. 81 right here. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a
Justin
topic for-
Williams gets thrown in that conversation as well.
Yeah, what's he wear? He wears 13. God, he looks great. He looks so good. So yeah, there's a lot of options right there. I just think you need a known. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right,
Yeah,
we good on
history
wide
states-
receiver.
well,
Mark me down for another one at wide receiver. We're up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what you were gonna ask?
I would say history just states that they've tried to go get that veteran presence the last 3 seasons at
Yeah.
wide receiver. So
All right. That takes care of the offense because we said you're good at tight end, we said you're good at running or quarterback, and we addressed offensive line, running back, and wide receiver. And we've got a lot of room to play with. I think they add probably 9 or 10 guys. All right, so let's flip over to the defensive side of the football, and let's start with defensive tackle. All right, let's talk about the outs. I think 52 is drafted this year, highly.
yeah, I would say so.
All right, I think 94 is graduating, right? 94 able to come back?
Redshirt sophomore.
Let's assume he's gone.
Okay.
All right, I think it's safe to sit here and say that guy's playing good football. Let's put a circle around him, no different than Monroe Freeling. Same kind of thought process there.
Prepare for him to leave.
Yeah. All right, you get back, we would imagine 44. All right.
Although, I mean, he could be another one of these
I
examples.
know, but he also is a medical. Like, he's got medical opportunities there. I would imagine that kid's taking as much college as he can. I mean, we don't have draftable stats or profile right now, do we?
Not really,
Elite
no.
high-end stuff?
Yeah, right.
Come back, be the
I'm
premier
with
guy.
you. I'm with you.
All right, you're with me. Where we at?
Returning.
Yeah. All right, 90's back, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 56. That's Nasir Johnson. You got 90. Oh, what's What's
Jordan Thomas?
Yeah, Justin Thomas. Jordan Thomas? What's he wear? 92.
92.
Now I think what you're betting on next year is this guy and this guy. All right, 44 and 90. Elijah Griffin, that's a 9. I know you looked at me kind of funny.
No, I was seeing if you had Josh Horton up there.
Yeah, Josh Horton. What's he wear? He wears 81. All right.
You
So that's a
also
big
have-
one. So these 3 will be your primary play down snapper takers. I don't know why I said it that way.
Snapper
It'll be your
takers.
primary playing time going to those 3. I think what we're settling on right now is an obvious need for an addition to the portal.
Yeah.
I think you're going to take somebody, is what I'm saying. We got to get some growth this year from these 2.
Is there going to be anyone
Absolutely.
available to take, though?
That's what you don't know until
This is
I-
one-
Yeah,
it's
we
there.
don't know until it's there, but
This is always one of the most picked over positions in the portal, though.
and overpaid.
Yeah.
All right, let's mark an X here. I think you're going to take a transfer at the defensive tackle position. All right. Got to get one of them high-end ones, but you're right. They're expensive as all get out. Now, this is my opinion. All right, we're going on to the star and safety position. We'll add them together. All right, this is my opinion. I don't have this on any sources or anything. But me personally, when I watch this roster, you need a difference maker, a playmaker, a Tyke Smith type of addition to this back end field. All right, and it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you money. I think you passed on the Purdue kid that's starting for Oregon this year.
Thieneman?
Huh?
Thieneman, I think is his
Yeah,
name.
Eneman, because I think y'all thought he couldn't play for you, which is wild considering now what we look at. But maybe thought it was a primary or concern about speed or scheme fit or whatever the hell it was. Also costs too much money. I think this might be a position where you bite the bullet. Even if it costs you depth somewhere else, you go pay for somebody that is a difference maker here at this position, whether it be at star, whether it be at safety. Next year, KJ Bolden and Jonel Aguero both need to take another step, but y'all need another big-time difference maker in the middle of your field that doesn't play corner. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I
I
agree.
would agree.
So I don't even think we have to go through the list. I think a lot of people forget that Tyke Smith was an All-American when he transferred to Georgia.
Yeah, he was.
It took a while because he got injured when he was here at the first year, but y'all see it in pro ball now. He's playing great. He played great when he was great the entire time. There was never a moment where Tyke Smith was not a great football player, and y'all got him in the portal. Something like that needs to happen.
I think the only name you lose from that room is Ja'Cory.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have basically the same room. Now, I don't know if there's some filtration.
Right.
It's probably going to be some filtration.
As there always has been in that room.
Yeah, there's some we tried, and it didn't work. Corner, we already said you're good there, all right? You ain't going to take no corners there. Hey, here's a maybe for you. Maybe. C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson graduate this year and go to the NFL. If Zayden Walker and Croma are not ready to play, you might have to take a linebacker, huh?
Crua.
Croma. That's Usmani down there
Yeah.
at Florida State, football brain. If Anthony Crua and Zayden Walker aren't ready to play, now you have to take one in December, do you not?
I mean, and the fact that
You play 4 linebackers.
and that's what I was about to say.
historically.
You haven't been able to get those guys reps, so like you haven't seen it in a game because Justin Williams needs playing time. Chris Cole's been getting playing time. I mean, that's just, and Terrell Foster's been getting some burn in some spots as well. So
And he
like,
graduates, right?
I believe so.
I think so, yeah.
So you're going to be in a position next year where it's like, hey, when Justin Williams and Chris Cole need a blow, and by the way, we want Chris Cole to continue growing as an edge rusher.
A hybrid, I guess.
Buddy, you need another inside linebacker.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy because it's Glenn Schumann and it's the University of
Unless
Georgia, but
you could get Chris Jones to, I don't
back
know, but you
back off the ball.
but he hasn't
so
played
hey,
that.
son, we made you gain 20 pounds the last offseason. Let's lose it.
I'm just spitballing.
I
here.
know. But again, if we're at the point of spitballing in
Yes.
October, in December, we better make a move.
Yeah.
I
with
think
you.
that's what we have to have a realistic conversation about nowadays in college football. I thought that segment was dynamite. I don't know how you guys felt at home.
I guess we didn't talk about edge, which is what everybody in chat wants to talk about.
Oh, shoot. I went right through it. Quintavious Johnson back, obviously. Yeah, you need a body.
Mm-hmm.
You need a difference maker. You need a 10-sack guy. But, again,
10-sack guy.
yeah, you need somebody that can do – I'm not saying do that for you, but already did
Okay, I was going to say, they've never.
You need somebody – like nobody's ever – I don't think anybody's ever going to get 10 sacks for you. No. But if he is balled out somewhere else and shows the immediate ability to get home, y'all need to go get him. You know who I would circle?
The moment Hugh Freeze is fired, Jared Smith, you are a Georgia Bulldog. That's the one I would go after.
So based off that segment, we racked up 7 total transfers across
And I think
the
they
roster.
take close to 9.
Yeah,
So throw another stab at the offensive line, throw another stab at edge, throw another stab at DB.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep racking them. Like get to 10, go 27 and 10, 37 new players, cycle out 40. Call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll take 2 bodies at certain positions. So
Yeah. I mean, they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Took 3 at safety, none of which are playing. It's kind of crazy to think about. All right, let's go on to this high school recruiting class check. I'm really excited about this segment because we stumbled upon a scouting theory today. First off, already told you about it with regards to Jared Curtis in the Jared Curtis segment. We're talking about his visit to Vanderbilt this weekend. I love everything I hear and know about this kid, it seems like. Since all the noise about where he's committing, where he's going, how he's getting influenced, since all of that stuff has died down and we've gotten just to the ball, this kid's playing high-level ball. He's playing poured-out football. He's playing fire, passion, energy football. And there's people that have been connecting this guy to Matthew Stafford with regards to talent. So if we're checking those boxes, we're good. Also, it's good that this was the one and only, and you signed the one and only. I think you did this for the first time in 2023 with Arch Manning, and it kind of came back to bite you in the butt. This time, you went all in, and it was that, and you're good, and you solidified it, and you're fine there. I think the other thing that's really important about this kid, everything that I've heard, he wants to play for Kirby Smart, and he wants to play for Mike Bobo, which means he wants to be mother effed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're actively seeking out those two people, you're actively seeking out hard, like real in-your-face football coaching. And that's important. I think that's important to note about a kid that's this immensely talented. Offensive line, and you're going to hear this a lot tonight, and it's going to ultimately come back in our theme. I think the offensive line is a perfect epitome of we've got to take high-ceiling football players at the University of Georgia like Ekene Agboko, but for every one of those, we better pair him with a Zyke Helton. For every 6'6", this kid's got some room to grow, but man, if he reaches his ceiling, this is a top 15 eval. For every one of those, we better say, hey, this kid, worst case scenario, he might be a 2-year starter for us, and we don't have to worry about him. That needs to be a good, consistent balance, particularly at a position like this. I feel like they have taken way too many, oh man, he might be a great football player. And for every one of those, you need to take, hey, he's already a really good football player, because that matters particularly. I think they learned this with Donnie Glover this year on their offensive line. It's not all about, hey, is he big? Well, it's all about, hey, he's a damn good football player.
And I think a lot of that plays into the fact that you're going to sign close to 30 players, but only probably 15 to 20 are actually going to play for you. The rest are not eventually going to make it and be on your roster. Like, that's just statistically how it is. Whereas 5, 6, 7 years ago, you didn't have to worry about this. You could say, hey, let's take a stab at this Jordan Davis kid and hope that he develops into something. And by year 3, he's an absolute monster for us. I don't think you have that timeline anymore. I don't think that's available for you. It's got to be, hey, can you play now or next year? And if you can't, we can't necessarily take that risk on you because we don't have enough roster.
I think only one noticeable quote-unquote miss in this class, and that would be Jackson Cantwell.
Yeah.
I felt like y'all spent a lot of time and effort recruiting that kid, and he ended up going to Miami.
And Bowman.
No. I'm talking about the offensive line room.
Oh,
We're going to
okay,
talk about tight end. We're going down the line. No, I thought as an offensive line recruiting staff, the only guy they really felt like they missed on was Jackson Cantwell. The kid from Cali that ended up going to Michigan, I felt like they thought they had a chance there, but he ended up going to Michigan. So those are two quote-unquote misses, but the rest of the class is filled, like I said, with high-end football players and a good balance of just high-floor football players. Todd Hartley did his thing at tight end apart from Mark Bowman, and they did this as well. They took a massive high blue-chip ceiling prospect in Caden Prothro, and the Fogle kid is just baseline great ball player.
And then you got
6'6", 250, great ball player.
And Lincoln Keys is in the middle.
And Lincoln Keys is right there in the middle. So it is classic Todd Hartley recruiting at the tight end position. Not much needed to be talked about there. Running back, it's an overpriced position. There's no doubt about it. We've seen this since NIL has come about. This stuff has gotten outrageous at the running back position. I'll be honest with you, I need to do my due diligence and full like deep dive on what the hell's going on with Jay Lamar down there at Colquitt County. Is he playing? What's going on? Why did he get dismissed? I have to go do my research on that. But when he is right, he is a lot of what this backfield is missing on a consistent basis, which is the 100% electricity. This kid can touch it at any point and take it to the door. Now, Dwight Phillips has this, but this kid has this at 205 pounds. This kid's got this at, 5'11", 200 pounds, and like has taken 30 carries in 6A football. Dwight was a track runner that is a great, hardworking kid that played half of his high school snaps as a wide receiver. It's totally different with regards to what Jay does from a down-to-down basis. But again, got to get into the deep dive on what actually went down there at that school. Wide receiver last year was loaded. I mean, slap loaded with guys that were not cheap. All right, and were heavily contested battles. Taylor and C.J. Wiley most notably. All right, but you took 5 of them, I think, last year. Tyler Williams, Taylor, C.J. Wiley, Thomas Blackshear, Landon Rolden. You took 5.
And Justin Williams.
And 6. You took Justin Williams, 6. So you knew off rip this wasn't going to be a big class at wide receiver, and it's not. You got Craig Dandridge and Brady Marchese, as we call him around here, and Ryan Mosley. And I think this is a really good class to balance with last year's class because – first and foremost, they absolutely hit a home run with Craig Dandridge. And it was so important that they got in committed with regards to their approach with his recruitment as early as they did because that kid's going to finish in the top 100 on 3, where it really only matters nowadays. Whatever ESPN or 24/7 ranks him as, he's going to end up inside the top 200, top 150 over there at on 3 because they're seeing what everybody else in scouting is seeing. This kid is booming.
Tyler Williams. We keep saying Justin Williams, or I keep saying Justin Williams. It's Tyler Williams. That's on me.
So yeah, Dandridge is blooming into. I said about right before the season, the last time I saw him in the spring, I said this kid, if it goes the way it could go, this kid might be Devontae Smith. That's the way he moves. That's the way he looks. That's what it could be. I don't know if it will be, but it could be that. It honestly, statistically speaking, it won't be that because, God, I mean, how are you ever going to be that again? Won the Heisman. So, but he could be that special. Marchese might be a dude too.
Yeah.
Now he might be Cole Spear, but if he is, win. W. I mean, he's a 4-year player.
Yep.
Meaningful snaps on special teams. If that's what it is, that's what it is. That's a big-time dub. Ryan Mosley could be Rojak 2.0.
Oh, that'd be great.
And more.
You want to talk about football player. Ryan Mosley is a football player.
Football player.
Rojak. We don't give Rojak
I'm talking
about on
about
this show.
even better than Rojak. But that level of dependency.
I love his tape.
Yeah, I do too. It's getting better and better as well. Playing with a freshman quarterback right now. CJ Cypher. Remember the name, Jonathan. Remember the name. Let's go to the defensive side of the football. Defensive tackle, I don't even know if they want me to talk about. Get him on campus. The kid that's in JUCO ball, just get him on campus. And then when he makes plays, y'all just remember, oh, wow. Hey, that guy's good. What's his name? 6?
That's a good one. That's the best setup you've had.
Yeah. What's his name? 6.
Loud.
It just said Siete.
Damn it. Valdon Sohn keeps getting better. At a source, send me a behind-the-scenes scouting video, maybe, of a little chase down, forced fumble, fire, passion, and energy from the 6'3", 305-pound defensive tackle that's fresh off the overseas trip.
Switzerland, I believe.
Switz?
I think that's where
I
he's
think
from.
German.
I can't remember.
I thought Hane was German.
Is this the guy who might have come from an African country that played developmental football in Europe and now is over here in America?
Yes.
I think that's what we got going on with Valdon. Either way, an absolute dude. All right, an absolute dude. Carter Lucky, big time program guy. Preston Carey, big time program guy. Anthony London.
It's another example of you take that one all day.
I shouldn't have stumbled over that name because based off eye contact, smile, and nod at Saturday's game, he's a friend of the show. He's probably watching right now.
Anthony Lonnon Jr.
high-end Twitch.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's one you take
High-end
every time.
Twitch.
He's
Yep.
literally right down the road.
Yep.
Loves Georgia.
Let's move on to the defensive end and edge position. Pierre Dean seems to continuously get better every time I see him, in my opinion. Obviously, great DNA there as well. And friend of the show, Kamari Brooks. I think Kamari Brooks was the one, what did I call this? A circle and secure prospect. Going into the year, Uzo had one job: circle this guy and secure him. Do not let him go anywhere else. And if he didn't play for you, guess where he was going? Alabama. And you don't want that ever. You don't want that ever. So this was a circle and secure football player, friend of the show, probably watching right now. He's a dude. Get healthy, T's and P's. Linebacker. Interesting, man. You know, what's Buddy's name from Penn State?
Elijah Littlejohn.
Yeah. Elijah Littlejohn will probably end up in this class, you would imagine.
He's taking a visit to Vandy this weekend.
What?
God.
The okay's coming, just to let you know.
I know. Yeah, that's one that reinserted himself.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
Couldn't avoid that.
Right now, though, as you mentioned, just Nick Abrams because you did not land Shadarius Tootle back with the Auburn Tigers. So Elijah Littlejohn become a bit of a priority.
Yeah, I mean, missing on Tyler Atkinson hurts like hell, and having Shadarius Tootle flip over to Auburn doesn't feel good either.
Is Shadarius Tootle gone?
I mean, John, Christian, if you're Kirby Smart or you're Glenn Schumann and Lil John just got up in the class, Nick Abrams is in the class, and Shadarius Tootle calls you after Hugh Freeze is fired and says, hey, I know I took that down payment and I know I flipped twice, but will y'all get back on that offer y'all had? Are you saying yes? Or are you saying, yeah, you can come here, but it's for half of the price? And if you're Shadarius Tootle at that point, you see what I'm saying? Like, at this point, like, do we even want that?
Well, I'm saying,
do we even want to have this conversation with a kid that has already done this twice to us?
What if this gets accelerated, though? What if Hugh Freeze is gone within the next 2 to 3 weeks? And it's, all right, we're back open here because simply, you know, the head coach has no longer been part of this team that recruited me. Is that a possibility? That's what I'm kind of entertaining.
Es posible. Es posible. You know what I came to we still got the DB room. And I think the DB room, the tight end room, and the offensive line room really hammer home the ultimate theme of this class. And I think the theme of the class is moving forward. Jordan Smith, the kid from Houston County, is a freak. 6'2", 200 pounds, runs to sub 10.6. He's a super freak. The Fitzpatrick kid, NFL DNA, super freak. The Caden Harris kid from Tennessee, track metrics that will blow your mind. He's a super freak. And then they balance these freaks with damn good football players. Zach Fort from IMG Academy is a damn good football player. Tyreek Green from Buford, Georgia is a damn good football player. Keelan Jones from Sprayberry High School is a damn good football player. They are blue chip balancing more than ever before on this roster. And Kirby kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier. I would say 5-6 years ago, when I got into this industry, really studying hard what the recruiting practices are at these programs, Georgia had a very clear-cut one. We're going to sign blue chippers, and then we're going to sign traitsy kids that nobody sees the value of that we see. And we're going to take stabs on these traitsy kids. Whether it's Jordan Davis, and he turns out as an offensive guard in high school to be the best nose tackle we've ever had in our football program, or whether he goes from Elijah Hood, a guy that's just 6'9", and dang, he looks good. Look how big he is. Jacob Hood, not ultimately turning out for our football program. We're going to take stabs. That's what we're going to do. Nowadays, they can't do this because of NIL, because of roster spots, because they can't be afforded losses of, damn, we took a stab on Jacob Hood. He never played a down for us, and we wasted an opportunity in a roster spot. Now he's gone. Used to, like Kirby said, we didn't have to worry about guys leaving, so we could sit these guys on a roster and let them develop year after year after year. And at worst case scenario, they were a really good practice body. Nowadays, we can't do that. The floor of our football team, the floor of our classes, they need to be at worst damn good football players. They better be Zyke Helton. They better be Graham Houston. They better be Keelan Jones. They better be Rayshawn Dinkins from Warner Robins' last class. They better be damn good football players at the bottom, and these blue chippers better stay blue chipping at the University of Georgia.
Certainly, I mean, especially considering like the types of guys that impacted your roster this year. I mean, it seems like a good formula, especially up front on the offensive lines, like Donnie Glover. That's an example we keep going back to, but that's the most recent one of that dude was a really good football player for you in high school, and now he's starting for you on the offensive line, and he's going to be a starter for you for at least the next 3 years.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right on the tactics seem to be more risk adverse here, simply because you can't necessarily afford it. That does mean that you're not going to have as high of a ceiling, but your floor is going to be that much lower, or that much higher as well. So,
and I would I know that this is a bit of a different one. Like he was a bit of a project, but I mean, on tape, what I saw was a guy that was a football player was J.J. Hane. I mean, that guy had a motor unlike anybody else on the field at all times, and you took him, and he's been getting snaps for you this year, and he might be getting snaps for you next year as well. Like those players have panned out for you so far.
You know what else has been panning out?
What's
our
that?
partnership with our friends over at SeatGeek. I mean, just absolutely to a T. I think it matches our brand most ideally, right? Because we travel around to these big-time football games. Luckily, we're credentialed, all three of us, at this next football game for the University of Georgia. Let's see what these tickets down in Jacksonville cost right about now. You can sit in the end zone right at the 50 split, right at the 50-50 fandom split, for $191 right now, Jonathan.
that must be the Florida side.
No. I'm telling you, this is right down the middle of the field goal post. Because, this one, they split it down the middle of the field, not at the 50. They split it in the middle of the end zone. So, yeah, man, you can talk some, to these Gator fans right here.
Pro tip, by the way, before we go. Pro tip, if you are going
Use
to the
promo code
Georgia-Florida game,
FilmGuy10. That's the pro tip.
sit as close to the back end zone stadium screen as you can. You'll be shaded the entire game.
Ooh, that's a good point right there. That's a good point right there.
Do we prefer
that's
these neutral site matchups splitting it at the 50-yard line? Or
I'll tell you what.
down the middle?
Mean, sitting on the Georgia side, which the Georgia side is the far side. They flip it every year.
They flip it every year.
Yeah, flip it.
The shade side right about now looking ideal for $153 over there with our friends at SeatGeek. Again, promo code FilmGuy10 will get you that promo code over there with our friends. Shout out to SeatGeek. Your question about what do I prefer? I prefer the way Texas and Oklahoma does, because at the Georgia game there is no one ever has home field advantage. In that Texas OU game, when you cross the 50, you go into their territory and it's now loud. At this field, it's whoever's making plays is loud. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It is the definition of a neutral site game, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think on TV.
I mean, so is the Texas OU game.
In a sense. There's moments, bigger moments when you can have an advantage. It's still 50-50, but
I see what you're saying.
I will say from a TV and from an aesthetic standpoint, splitting it down horizontally is not as fun as each on one half of the field, if that makes sense. Splitting
it in the end zone, not as aesthetically pleasing as splitting it at the 50. Is what you're saying?
Splitting it at the 50 is not as aesthetically pleasing as splitting it in the end zone, in my opinion.
Oh, because of the Goodyear blimp shots?
Yeah, the Goodyear blimp shot. When the whole,
those are sick.
Looks good.
Is this almost guaranteed Kirk calls this? Because since CBS has gotten off the contract, Kirk's called this every year, I feel like.
I mean, it's only been.
Am I wrong on that?
It's only been 1 year.
Yeah. And it was a poo game last year, and Kirk called it.
It wasn't a poo game.
It'll be ABC 3:30.
Yeah, no.
Which means it's a chance either he's calling it or McElroy's calling it.
Yeah, it'll probably be Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit.
I don't know what the slate looks like next week, though.
Yeah.
Unless there's a major match.
I just bring that up because, boy, do I miss Gary D. Boy, do I miss Gary D.
I miss that theme song.
That CBS crew should have to call this game. It should be contractually obligated.
I'm going to get really nerdy nostalgic here.
I mean, what are they going to do? Pass up the opportunity to call Purdue in Illinois?
This is what I miss. And I was watching, I don't know, it was an SEC football game from like 2011 or 2012 when a team would score a touchdown and you get that little, that noise right there.
The what?
And it shoots across touchdown like the little, I can't even do it. Like it's like a little chime
I know
noise.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, that is what I miss about football broadcasts for SEC. That was just chef's kiss perfection. It used to mean something, all right?
I could not agree more with you. And that is
every person that has watched SEC football for the last 10 years knows exactly what I'm talking about.
That's a core memory, dude. You're absolutely 1,000% right. No, it was deeper. It had bass to it.
I'm gonna have you look it up after the show.
No, I know what you're talking about. I just
Yeah.
can't. I can't even put like an auditorial sound
it's like
to it.
hard to like emulate, but
No, I can't even like mentally. I know what you're talking about, but I can't even hear the sound right now. I feel like the guy in Polar Express that can't hear the bell because he don't believe in
You
Santa.
don't believe.
Hey, by the way, the first time your kid comes home and don't believe in Santa, do that trick to him. Get some every time. Take the bell out. Take the little ringer out of a bell.
all right.
After you watch Polar Express, they're cooked. They're so
Dude,
back.
that
They're
was-
so
oh
back
my
on.
God.
They're so back on the Santa wagon. It's so crazy. There's Santa spooning all over the place.
That's crazy.
All
It's
right, going back to
diabolical.
our conversation of will it be Kirk and Chris next week on the call, you got Oklahoma, Tennessee on the docket. You got Vanderbilt, Texas as well. What else do we have? That's pretty much it.
Kirk Herbstreit and
No
Chris
Big
Fowler.
Ten showdowns.
That doesn't matter. They don't.
The late games are not good for the SEC next week. You got Kentucky and Auburn. That's your 7:30 kick, and Mississippi State, Arkansas, as for a 4:00 kick. Georgia's isolated at 3:30.
Georgia and Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit will be calling that game.
Love it.
They're calling. What game are they calling this weekend?
I don't know, but you got a segment for me about things that Georgia fans should watch this weekend. So
That's
why
what
don't we
I'm about-
roll right into that?
That's what I was about to
Atta
ask
boy.
because I want to know if it was on this list.
What a boy.
Georgia's not playing on Saturday. Obviously, it's not a secret. They're on a
Oh,
bye
shit, they're
week.
off?
Yeah, they're off this week. In case you guys didn't know.
Wait,
So-
what?
yeah, shocking. Breaking news: Georgia will not play on Saturday. But
What am
if
I
you're a
gonna do
true
with
college
myself?
football fan and you are a dog watcher only, here's a couple of games that you might need to pay attention to. I have number one at Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. You don't play Oklahoma, you're not scheduled to, but seeing what Ole Miss does after you rip their hearts out in Sanford Stadium last week is going to be very interesting. Seeing this Lane Kiffin drama unfold of, is he going to Florida? Is he locked in of Ole Miss? I think you're also just going to get a really good game, so that's a very important game to watch. Number two, Alabama at South Carolina. Every Georgia fan loves a good hate watch. And by the way, you're not huge fans of South Carolina either way. So whoever wins this game, you're going to be happy. You'd probably be happier if South Carolina wins. But there's nothing more fun than watching Shane Beamer crash out in a press conference. And the only thing more fun than that is watching Alabama lose. So Georgia fans, that's another big game to pay attention to. Number three, Texas at Mississippi State. These are the last two teams on your SEC schedule outside of Florida. So seeing what they do against each other is going to be a big one.
Is the chat discussing closing off the West End Zone in Sanford Stadium?
Mm-hmm.
I know it would make the stadium in-game experience look not as aesthetically pleasing because that back end zone, West End Zone shot is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you would have the loudest stadium in college football if you close that off. It's the only reason sound gets out of that place
Don't care.
right now. Huh?
Don't care.
You don't care?
Give me.
You think it looks too cool seeing the bridge out
It
there and
is
all that?
really sick. Get it from our point of view in the press box, like the skyline.
Oh,
of
no, I'm
Athens.
telling you. It would make the view way worse.
The only thing that
But that place, my God, if you closed off the West End
it'd be
zone,
sick.
You'd have like 113, 114,
Here's what I say.
115,000 seats.
Wrap the 300 section or the 600 section on the other side all the way around. Just keep extending that. Leave the end zone closed.
Open, you mean?
Yeah.
You can't go any higher.
Yeah.
You can't go any higher. But man, it's you got like half of a bowl underneath, like that east end zone's underneath the hill already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would be the loudest stadium in college football.
Oh, wholeheartedly agree, but
It would be worth it, Kirby. I think.
I don't think so. I don't think selling your soul to make a louder environment, like that's part of what's made that stadium so iconic.
Selling your soul for another 12,000 seats too.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I like being able to, as a student, walk across that bridge and see.
Oh, you
Sanford
still
Stadium.
can't. You'll just walk in shade now.
Yeah.
Because it'll be over.
You
It'll be
have a
over
massive
that. Yeah, they'll still be
overhang.
there. I'm not talking about knocking out the bridge, baby. I'm just talking about, overextending the stadium over.
No.
You could even like build it to where it's still open down
I'm not
there.
on board, guys. I'm not on board at all with this.
I'll shoot Josh Brooks a text. We'll see if we can get it done.
No.
Keep going.
Game number, did we talk about Texas and Mississippi State? Watching those two teams go against each other, some good advanced scouting. You're going to play them at this point in the season. They're the only ones left outside of Florida in the SEC. So here's one of two teams you're not going to play, but could play. Texas A&M at LSU. I think it's fair to say that you're probably not going to cross paths with LSU this season, but Texas A&M is an interesting team to pay attention to, and it's going to be one of the high marquee matchups in the SEC this week. The number 5 game I have paying attention to, Syracuse at Georgia Tech. Can Fran Brown, a guy that everyone loves, former Georgia guy, take down the undefeated crosstown rivals? That's a big question here. I think it's going to be something to pay attention to. Might not be a close game, but there's going to be a lot at stake if you're a Georgia fan.
Thank you for that rundown of the weekend, Kirby.
Super Chubbs.
Yeah, Super Chubs, but I feel like I had something else. I don't know. Let's get to Super Chubs. Where'd we stop? Y'all some dogs, man, says Jonah Williams, enthusiast. Hell yeah. Wait a minute. Jonah Williams is a left tackle for Alabama. So why are you a Jonah Williams enthusiast, but y'all some dogs, man? Huh. Isn't he a Bengal? A first-round pick for the Bengals, wasn't he? Ken from Cumming, a staple around here, says best damn college football show on YouTube. Keep grinding, men. Cannot thank this team enough. Even Christian, the Auburn fan. I don't think you're going to live that one down, bud. You know what? I get Bama Brooks. You get Auburn fan. I don't know what he gets. Is he just too likable?
I don't care.
We'll figure something out for you over there, Stretch.
I've stopped trying to fight the allegations at this point. I'm not an Auburn fan. I never have been, never will be, but that's my label.
You cannot make me an Auburn fan.
No, you couldn't, dude. Orange and navy? The hell?
You cannot make me go to Rainbow Land. No?
I know you're waiting for me to be like, oh, yeah.
No?
No.
How about tilt-a-world operators are this nation's backbone?
No.
That is from the campaign.
Yeah, I've seen that movie once.
How much have you had to drink tonight, sir? 6 small batch bourbons. Wow, that's actually quite a lot. I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle.
I've watched that movie once, and it was one of those, like, it's 10:30 at night, I'm going to throw a movie on. Probably fell asleep during it if I had to guess.
It's not a bad movie. It's not.
It's actually relevant right now because he might have coital in a porta potty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is that relevant?
Oh, have you not seen
Have
the
you not
video
been on the
going around?
internet?
The South Carolina one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with politics? I don't know.
It's not politics. It's in the movie.
Okay.
He has coital in a porta potty in the movie. It's a great way to end the night show.
Indeed.
Hey, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye. People want the Gunner impression. They got to pay for that.
Yeah, bet they